And we are live. That's my Jack impression. Hello, everyone.
Jack's here.
Is Jack here?
Yeah.
Hi, Jack. Oh, that's awesome. I summoned him. Hello. Welcome to Odd Shape Panel. Feels like it's been forever, but we're glad to be here, and we're glad to be here with you guys. We're talking about post-apocalypse settings in pop culture today.
It's true.
There's a lot. And then I'm excited to talk about this. But I think this was Joe's suggestion.
I believe so. I know someone brought it up on the last show, and then we put it on the poll.
We went against monsters, post-apocalypse, and cult classics,
Yes.
right? And I think cult classics was like a tight lead. So at a certain point, we might ask for more suggestions for the next episode. So think about that, and we'll write them down later. Hi, Mormo. How's it going?
Hi, Mormo, too.
Everyone's pouring in. Hello, Raul. Yeah, let's do a quick shout out to everyone. I saw Delisha in here, Jack, Mormo, Eric, Nolan, Raul, Cal, Corey. I said Nolan, right?
Yeah, you said Nolan.
I'll just say Nolan like 80 times. I think I'm not forgetting anybody. If I'm forgetting you, just say so, and I'll say your name. Because
I saw that Joe was asking what the list is looking like, and right now it would be Corey, Cal, Eric, and Nolan would be first, but we might end up moving Nolan up in the list because it's really late for him.
And we know Jack has a tight schedule too, so we
Jack, Delisha, Ashley, and Joe, Mormo, and Raul. So if you guys need to get in early, then let us know in the chat, and we'll try to accommodate everybody.
Yeah, so sorry, I have coffee and it's delicious. We're excited to talk. Anything we need to talk about? Oh, check out my shirt.
We got this awesome shirt in the Stan Lee box. One of my friends was kind enough to send it over. He's working with Stan Lee, making this awesome subscription service in the style of Loot Crate or the Marvel Collector Core box, where it's a bi-monthly box, and it's all Stan Lee stuff, and 1 in 10 of the Stan Lee boxes have a signed item in them. We've got some really cool stuff in there, but you can check out the unboxing video. He put a link in the description. It was really cool to open that up. Tons of stuff.
I'm just doing it while you're talking.
Yeah, a little metal. Yeah, so definitely check that out. And he's looking for feedback. If you guys liked it, it's a new service. This was the second box ever. Let him know what you think. And I guess you can leave that in the comments, and I will forward anything to him.
Yeah, for real. All right, so should we get going? Excuse me.
Yes. Did you just want to move Nolan first?
Yeah, I know it's late for Nolan, so if you're, we can wait too. Oh, nice.
Nice.
Sorry, just catching up on the chat. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I think we're caught up on it. All right. All right, Nolan, your invite is sent.
And in the meantime, I saw that I believe Raul was complimenting your shirt. It's it was an extra bonus that it's cool because the design is it's exclusive in the box, and it's actually based on the seal of the state of New York. And we are in New York, so it was just a nice tie-in.
Yeah, because like his whole
Excelsior.
Yeah, is the state motto for New York, and I've always loved that. So, hey, Nolan, how's it going?
Hey guys, pretty good. How's it going with you?
Oh, headphones, just a second.
1 second.
Oops.
Might need to turn these down a little bit.
Okay, we can hear you now.
I'm digging the fashion choice, Kimber.
Thank you so much. Doing like maybe like a tank girl vibe.
Oh, I thought you were doing Nelly.
They both wear Band-Aids, so.
Yeah, that's what my confusion was. So let's get started.
Okay.
What's our first question?
Our first question is coming to us from Cal, and he asked, what character would you want as a post-apocalypse companion?
Well, if you're in the post-apocalypse, you've got to think the world's gone to hell, so you want someone who can accompany you, be loyal to you, and maybe doesn't even have to say much, but you know they're always going to be by your side. So I'm going with 11 from Stranger Things as my companion for the post-apocalypse, because Millie Bobby Brown is cool as hell. 11's a great character. I'm sure she'd be great to hang out with, and she's got my back whenever after us, because that tends to happen a lot in post-apocalyptic stuff.
The only I think flaw in that is that the monster is probably going to be your sidekick as well.
I don't mind that. Bring it on.
Okay. I initially thought like post-apocalyptic, like the biggest thing is like there's never any water unless it's Waterworld. Then there's too much water. But so I thought about Bobby Drake from X-Men, Iceman.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, he's a mega level mutant. So like he's super powerful. He can make him like his power is to just pull water out of like the atmosphere. So has unlimited supply. And yeah, and he has a sense of humor. So I wouldn't go crazy. Like I feel like a lot of superheroes are like one notes, but Bobby Drake at least has like, I don't know. I think people like we could listen to music together and it'd be fun.
You can hang.
Yeah.
If there's no water though, like in a post-apocalyptic setting, like if you're out of water, won't that like affect his power? Because I know Frozone has a similar thing in The Incredibles.
Well, the thing is, he can like literally, if there's no water, there's still water in the atmosphere, and if it's like an R-rated setting, he can literally pull water out of people. And,
well, they did it with Logan, so R-rated Iceman all the way.
That'd be an interesting thing, just like icicle like bombs and.
I think that we're gonna get a lot of diverse answers for this question. Like there's the obvious choices that would be cool, like Furiosa and stuff like that from actual like post-apocalyptic settings, but I'm gonna go a completely different route, and I'm gonna pick Kermit the Frog to take with me. And there are reasons. Take this journey with me. So if you have Kermit the Frog, he's a puppet, right? So he doesn't need to eat, and if he's eating anything, theoretically, he's a frog, so it's flies, which I would imagine would be bountiful in a gross post-apocalyptic setting. He's also made of fabric, so if he gets wounded or injured, I'm crafty. I can fix him myself. We don't need a doctor. Also, if you're with Kermit, you can travel by map. So if you have places to go, that's like Kermit's special Muppet ability, is that I would assume that you get to travel by map as well. So, and like, not to mention he's freaking Kermit the Frog, and he would keep things lighthearted, and it would just be a super fun and interesting companion. He's small, portable.
Is he going to be singing It's Not That Easy Being Green whenever you get down?
No, he's going to sing Rainbow Connection because that's my favorite song, and that would always cheer me up.
Oh, that's a pretty good one. I never would have thought Kermit the Frog.
I'm seeing some suggestions in the chat from people who I know are just hanging out in the chat. They don't have to call in. It's all right. Delisha was talking about Hermione Granger.
Nice.
Interesting.
I'd go with that.
Plus, I would like just to see, like, because Emma Watson's so cool now, to see how that character would be at that age. Like, we know, like, what she does in the books and stuff, like, or J.K. Rowling tells us. But to actually see her, that would be interesting. And I saw somebody else, I think Janine made a suggestion. I'm trying to find it.
Kermit has leadership skills, too. I forgot to add that one. That's another bonus.
He does.
Raul thinks we're going to eat Miss Piggy for some reason in the chat. How R-rated are you going with this, Raul?
That's cool. I'm not much of a Kermit and Miss Piggy shipper. I mostly just love Kermit. I actually think that she's really bad for him.
Oh, okay. Janine said Ash from The Living Dead. Or Evil Dead, sorry.
This is why Morgan's not here.
Yep, I was going to say, I know Morgan probably agrees. Speaking of that, there was a recent Horrorhouse podcast about Scooby-Doo with our buddy Morgan from Horrorhouse and Nolan. So that's down in the link in the description.
That was such a fun discussion. Like, if you want to go on a nostalgia trip, just watch both parts of that.
Will do. I have to respond to Jack because he's saying, isn't Kermit just your own hand up his ass? We're talking about movie characters, and they do like the full-bodied puppets and everything nowadays with the Muppets. So we're assuming that this is an actual alive Kermit the Frog, not just you talking to yourself with a puppet.
Although
I could see that
apocalyptic setting, like that would be the great twist at the end. Is like you're in a cell with like your own like sock puppet made Kermit.
You just went full Shyamalan on us, buddy.
Right. Great. So our second question is actually from Nolan. So
Really?
at
Who's that?
Nolan 27. Yeah. So what movie would be improved by shifting to a post-apocalyptic setting?
Well, I thought about this for a long time, and usually when I see people changing settings in a movie, it's usually to make the movie entirely different. So I'm taking a movie that I love, that already has great ideas, great characters, and a really great story for me personally, and just sort of enhancing it with the post-apocalyptic setting. And I know I might get some slack for this in the chat, but for me, that movie is Boyhood. Because Boyhood has great messages about life and just growing up and living, but with it being in a normal setting, it can come off as kind of boring, and that's what turns people off Boyhood, even though I love it. When you set it in a post-apocalyptic world, suddenly you have this story about a kid growing up in a world that has been destroyed before him, and I think it would make it more interesting for people to see.
I dig that choice. That's interesting.
Yeah, you know, that would be a cool like way to do like a Fallout movie, is to do like Boyhood in the vault and everything. Interesting. Because like you kind of get that, like a taste of that when you're setting up your character in those games. Well, some of those games, but it'd be a very interesting like take on like living in that kind of environment. Especially since like every vault is different, you can do like different takes on it. Like even if it was like 4 short stories on different vaults,
like an anthology type thing.
Yeah, you know what? There you go, Netflix. I'm pitching you a boyhood coming or girlhood coming of age story with Fallout vaults.
Delicia's asking, did
really...
somebody on Movie Fights pitch Boyhood with zombies? Yes, somebody did, but I'm not going to mention his name.
Okay. I don't know that reference.
I do. It's Max Landis. Anyway, moving forward.
There's no zombies in my pitch. It's just a guy in a post-apocalyptic world.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. You're pitching kind of a different thing than that.
I really like it.
I was thinking along the same lines of picking a movie that I really loved and I already thought was an amazing movie, but making it completely different by putting it in a post-apocalyptic setting. Because I think you have to have a movie that's good enough for it to be an interesting idea to even change the setting. So I'm picking my favorite movie, There Will Be Blood. And instead of being an oil man, it's post-apocalyptic, and Daniel Plainview is a waterman.
Oh, man. So I want to see that right now.
Yeah, I would definitely be into like that kind of idea, and just to see this character who's already like so intense and so interesting in a world that's like chaotic around him. You know? So that's definitely my idea where I was going with that.
Yeah, no, I like that. You said that earlier and I agreed. Because I've said apocalypse so many times, I'm gonna mess this up. Apocalypto? Is that how you say it? That Mel Gibson movie?
Uh-huh.
I want
Post-apocalypto.
Post-apocalypto. Oh!
You just got the sequel. Do it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it would be really cool, like to do like the rise of human civilization again, but like with like weird like down skyscrapers and stuff in the background, and I don't know.
I love that movie, so that's interesting. I think the best way to go about that is pick a movie that's good, like that good that you would want to see,
but do something completely different.
Yeah.
That's why I like this question, because it does almost change everything about it, just because of like furniture rules and scenery.
Yeah.
Just want to respond to Raul in the chat. Max Landis is not my father. He's 10 years older than me. Do you imagine how messed up that would be, Raul?
I don't know.
All right. So question 3 is coming to us from the lovely and talented Ashley at _Mrs. Davis. She asked, what post-apocalyptic movie from the last century hits too close to home today?
Wait, did you say the 21st century or the 20th century there?
She said the last century, so I'm assuming like...
Okay.
100 years.
All right, because I almost thought I had to pick a new one there, but this was the hardest question. And I had to go back to when I was reading this book during English class in high school, because I was a hipster like that. George Orwell's 1984, which was adapted into a movie, really does hit really close to home today, because it deals with surveillance and, you know, the whole Big Brother is watching you kind of thing. And we do that with like Facebook and Twitter and everything like that nowadays. And there's even articles nowadays like how George Orwell's 1984 predicted the future, and some of the comparisons are just really scary.
Oh yeah, totally. I agree fully.
Yeah,
Stuff like that is almost like prophetic, you know?
for real. Well, I mean, some people are just really good at like seeing trends and just seeing where they're gonna end up. So, mine's kind of similar. I'm going with a book, Fahrenheit 451. Like, I don't know, with today's social or like political climate, like a lot of things are just being like dismissed. Like common knowledge is just being dismissed, and it's like, I don't know, it's scary. Everything's apparently fake, and whatever is fake is just, I don't know. I'm not going to get into it, but Fahrenheit 451.
Once again, I went a completely different route than you guys, and I'm gonna pick Wally.
Explain.
Explain.
I'm curious.
I mean,
I'm curious.
what do you need to explain about people that are like so lazy that they just sit in chairs and get overweight and don't do anything other than what they have to do and float around space and don't ever have any like true interaction or experience? That's definitely where the world is heading.
You just clutch onto what's next.
Yeah, and just like a destroyed planet full of trash and lonely existential dread of being this like lone robot collecting trash and just finding such joy in finding like a cockroach or a live plant. It's like pretty dark when you think about it that way, but Wally strikes a chord with me for a lot of reasons. It felt like a warning almost for a kid's movie.
Yeah, I could see where you're coming from with that, because like there's loads of trash outside my door right now just because I live in Cyprus. So now looking at that, I'm just imagining like Wally coming through and picking up all the trash. But I wouldn't have expected Wally.
Yeah, it's also all those things you said were a result of like technology taking their lives over
And
too.
consumerism and greed.
Oh yeah,
and
it was
gluttony.
all the fault of a company. Like they made that very clear.
Yeah. Okay, so one more question. Just a simple. What's your favorite post-apocalyptic movie and why?
Well, it's really difficult for me to pick one because post-apocalyptic usually isn't my kind of genre to go to. Like, it's very hard for me to get into it, so it has to be really good on almost every level. And it's a more recent choice, but it's a movie that after rewatch, I appreciated much more for the visual storytelling and the way the characters are used throughout. And that's Mad Max Fury Road. I love the color palette of that movie. I love the visual storytelling, George Miller's action, the way he directs it. There's always something happening in it. And even though the characters don't speak that much, from the way the story is told visually, like, for example, that one scene where Furiosa just kneels down and screams in the desert, it's very powerful. And at home, and I didn't think Mad Max would have been able to do that for me, but it did. And I rewatch that like every few months or so.
I am a massive fan of that movie. Furiosa is a goddess. I love everything about her in that movie. That's the hottest Charlize Theron has ever looked in her life to me, with that shaved head, badass as hell. That movie, they knocked it out of the park. I would say that's probably the best post-apocalyptic movie. But I'd say that if the question was about it being the best one, hands down, I would totally pick that movie as well.
Yeah, I considered it. And the reason I really like that movie is, besides all of the things you listed, because it's true. I really like the whole commentary that the Four Horsemen of Apocalypse through it, because like Max symbolizes death, and clearly all the other ones match up to their personas. I don't remember all of their names. But the reason I didn't pick it is because I'm a sucker for this other movie that not a lot of people know about, nor should it be that good, because it's not, but I love it. It's Southland Tales by the director of Donnie Darko. And yeah, well, so I'm really into like mythology and religion, like culturally. And so I grew up, I was raised Catholic, so I was exposed to Revelations and everything like that. And that's what like I like about Mad Max. But like this literally goes and like will list a revelation and like do its own like version of it as it's going along, and has a really weird cast. I'll do like a quick list. Sarah Michelle Gellar, Mandy Moore, The Rock, Justin Timberlake, the lady from Poltergeist, Booger from Animal House. No, I'm sorry, Revenge of the Nerds. Sean, what's the guy from The Get Down? I did say The Rock, didn't I?
Is it Justice Smith?
Dwayne.
Did you say
No.
the name of the movie? I didn't hear you say
Southland Tales
Yeah.
is the name of the movie,
Alright.
and it's like it's more of like a post-nuclear setting, like society changes after a bomb goes off in the U.S. That's how it opens, and so people are just trying like. It's still pretty much like America as you know it, except like districts have changed and like laws are getting like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe not so futuristic, but yeah, it's really, I like it a lot just because it's weird, and I would recommend at least watching it once.
You sold me when you said Donnie Darko director.
Yeah, the Highlander dude's in it. What's his name?
Clancy Brown?
Yeah.
Christopher Lambert.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's the Pale Horseman. Yeah, it's really cool. I like it. Yeah, I'm gonna stop talking about it. I'm hoping to do a quote unquote guilty podcast about it with Joe. We just did one for. What did we just watch?
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah, so I think that's coming out in April sometime. So
we'll definitely keep you guys posted.
I love Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy so much.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. You should check out his podcast for sure. The link's down in the description when we're recording this, but hopefully I'll go and I'll put a link to his SoundCloud on here.
That sounds like a blast.
I am also going to choose from my heart, like Tom did, and pick kind of an obscure movie and talk about Tank Girl. If we're talking about favorites, if we're talking about favorites, we're talking about a character that I was exposed to from a very young age, because that movie came out in 95. I was born in 86, so I was very young when it came out. She's fucking awesome. Like, she's just the coolest, most 90s, like, badass chick, and to have, like, a chick who's, like, in such a ridiculous movie with, like, humanoid kangaroos and stuff, for her to be the person who stands out, and for her to be so, like, when people see Lori Petty, even now, even though she's done so much stuff, she was freaking in A League of Their Own, which is an amazing movie. They see her, she's Tank Girl, now and forever, because Tank Girl, there's nothing else like it. I would say that it's the predecessor to stuff like Mad Max Fury Road, because that's like a more serious Tank Girl. You know what I'm saying? Like Furiosa, the way that she is. You could definitely see the inspiration with the shaved head, and just like her general like badassery. I can see her being an inspiration for that. And she has inspired a lot of people. Still people cosplay as her. Still people give a crap about this weird movie that came out in 95. And that's because it's one of a kind, you know? Don't ever remake that movie. Don't touch it. Leave it alone. It's perfect how it is.
It's two things. It's funny you say it was obscure, because we were exposed to it a lot as kids.
Yeah.
Like, I remember watching it on Comedy Central in like the middle of the day.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's funny that like studios these days, with the exception of Wonder Woman coming up, say that you can't really do like a woman
female lead,
or a female comic book movie.
Yeah.
We need more of those.
But Tank Girls is exactly that.
Yeah.
It's a comic book movie way ahead of its time.
For sure.
Like if, like I agree with you. Don't remake it at all. But could you imagine if it was made today, how successful it would be? Like,
I don't know. I just feel like it's such a product of the 90s. I wouldn't trade it how it is for the world. Like I don't know.
No, I'm just saying if it was released in theaters today.
I feel like I wouldn't be the same person if I didn't grow up watching that movie. I feel like chicks like that in movies at that time made me like a ballsy person, you know? Like I feel like it affected me.
I wasn't trying to take it away from you.
You will never take it away from me.
I was just saying, imagine released in theaters and no one like, again, everyone's like, what's Tank Girl? Like it's a brand new movie, but you're like, I know about it all along.
What, like the evil way, like that? Like,
it's all
now
part of the plan.
I've got two other movies to add to my list now. Thanks, guys.
Yo, you're
Awesome.
welcome.
If you watch Tank Girl, tweet me about it. Like,
And
I love it.
If you watch Southland
It's got
Tales,
Malcolm McDowell as the villain. Like, that
Okay, I'm
movie-
sold. I'm sold. Malcolm
Yeah,
McDowell's
dude.
amazing.
Yes.
and with Southland Tales, I will watch that with anybody. So it's ridiculous. There is a musical bit in the center with not just for like Justin Timberlake singing, but dancing to that I Got Soul, but I'm Not a Soldier.
The Killers song?
Yeah, while he's like on drugs. It's interesting. So,
I do love the Killers. That sounds fun.
So if that will hook you in, then yeah, it'll be a good time.
And
But
that's,
that's
all the
it, right?
questions for tonight.
Nolan,
Yeah.
how can people talk to you?
You can find me at NolanDean27. And do you guys mind if I quickly plug something here before I go?
No, go ahead.
I guess.
Okay, well, I announced it on Morgan's podcast, which you guys will hear about in part 2, but I've been working on a horror anthology series called Midnight Myths, which is 6 spooky campfire stories that I've written and have been voiced by several actors, and it's going to be like having a Twilight Zone that you can listen to. I'm really excited to get that going. So look out for that. Follow Midnight Myths on Twitter. Follow me at NolanDean27, and thanks for having me on. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Very cool. We'll definitely check that out. That sounds fun.
Yes, for real.
All right, Nolan. Well, thank you so much for coming by, and we will talk to you soon.
See you in the chat.
Later.
All right, talk to you later, buddy.
I know that Jack needed to
Yes.
come in next, as long as that's cool with everyone, and then after that, we'll have Corey, Cal, Eric. It's the list isn't crazy long right now, but that's actually kind of good. That means hopefully we won't have to rush anyone, and we'll get to have like nice, decent long chats with everybody.
I look forward to our hour-long segment with Ashley and Joe.
I'm just thinking about how I should do a quote unquote guilty about tanking.
Hello,
Hey, Jack, how's it going?
guys. How are you? Hello,
Pretty
chat
good.
room. That I can't really watch at the same time I talk on here, but I'm sure you're saying awesome things.
You can pop out the chat.
Oh, that's true. Oh, this works too. I have your stipulations, King, but I'm not saying I'm going to be able to live up to them because he wants me to keep all my answers to 10 seconds. Like, nah.
No, that's not necessary. Tonight's easy. We don't need to rush. We were just saying that.
No, we're just joking.
So, Jack, I just wanted to let everybody know that the latest fan fiction is in the description.
Ooh.
So that was a good time.
Our very own Raul
Yeah.
was in there.
Raul kicked some
But
ass. He did the best he could. That was a tough fight, man.
Yeah. And it was John Roca and Adam
yeah.
Hlavik. Man.
I was trying to take a nap
know.
before work, and it was on while I was trying to take a nap, and it was a nail biter. I couldn't fall asleep.
Oh, it
It's
goes to the end. It goes to the end. It's a tough fight, man. That was a really good one. And it's one of my favorites because I love when people laugh and have a good time. Everybody was joking and enjoying themselves. So that's like the best show when that happens. So
I don't know what it was with Roca eating in the first round,
Oh
and
my
the camera
God.
just kept cutting to him.
I was
like
dying.
it was comedy gold.
I wasn't even watching it. I was just listening to it, and you could hear the cereal bowl, and I was just
he wasn't
dying.
doing it to be a dick. He was just hungry
No.
because it was 8 in the morning for them. And what's funny is he got that in between the shows because we tried it the first time and the link broke. So we put it up again. He's like, I gotta go piss and get myself a bowl of cereal. So he runs off. He runs off. We're getting everything set up, and then when we hit run, he comes back with that bowl, and it was kind of like a real cool like FU thing because everybody's trying to talk, and then you hear the clink, and you just see him eating the cereal.
No, we even said is this his like strategy just to eat cereal
Yeah,
on
dude.
them?
And then we were waiting to see who was gonna say something, and of course Morgan gets red from Twitter, like says something about it.
Yeah. Oh, it was perfect. It was so perfect.
So definitely check out that fight. The link's down in the script.
Yeah,
And,
please enjoy it below. It was fantastic. And Raul took a lot of shit in that episode, but he did a great job of acquitting himself well. So It was a great show.
Yeah, no, he did so good. I loved a lot of his choices. Like, it was so sweet to get to see Raoul fight for Dean Winchester. Like,
Oh,
that's
totally.
his dude, so you know he was coming from the heart on that one.
Raul is calling for a rematch in the live chat.
I think we can
He
make
says-
that happen.
How about Raul against? I think he's looking for a one-on-one,
A
possibly.
Mance versus Roca. Now we can do it with Raul. That'd work. I'm down.
I'd watch it.
I'd watch it too. Of course, I'll be there, so
Yeah, right.
I'll probably see it.
You're gonna have the best seat in the house, man. All right, so let's get to these
Apocalypse here.
questions.
I am ready.
So our buddy Cal at Vivin
Veer.
Deja. Oh my
Veer
God!
into-
I was reading your
My
handwriting.
handwriting's terrible.
Viren Ja Deja Vu. Got it. Asked, what character would you want as a post-apocalypse companion?
Well, as you know, I play a lot of Fallout 4. So companions, I am very familiar with. So you want to have someone who can complement you in ways that you don't necessarily have yourself, or enhance the abilities that you do already have. So at first, my first thought was to go Wolverine, but there's no reason to go Wolverine. I'll save that pick for someone else. He's a great, easy pick, but he's not like the best pick I could have made. So it took me a while to figure it out, but I'm going Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome. I'm taking Tina Turner's anti-entity. And the reason for this is she runs Bartertown, and like that's where I'm ending up if we end up in the post-apocalypse. I'm going to find a way to worm my way into one of these towns, and I'll rule through information and through item exchange. And she's at the top already, so all I have to do is get in good with Auntie, and I'm in a position of power. And she doesn't die in that movie. She makes it to the end, so she's still alive. So it's a safe choice. I'm not going to be working underneath. And I'll help her overthrow Master Blaster, because we don't need that kind of trouble.
I think a safe choice in this setting is pretty smart, because you watch everyone who travels in these movies, and the amount who survive are low. It's always like
That's why
the
you gotta
main
travel by
character.
map.
Well, that's what I was thinking too about Logan. I was like, the only problem with Logan is when the bullets come flying, I'm gonna die and he'll live. So maybe Logan isn't the best choice.
It's not like he can heal you.
Yeah.
Right,
He can only
exactly.
heal
So,
himself.
and when you put a big town between you and everyone else who wants to kill you, and you take their weapons when they first walk in, so hopefully Auntie will keep me alive, and I'll have stuff to offer her
There you
too.
go.
So.
Yeah, I see
But
you're
that's
getting some love in the chat.
That's a great question, by the way, and it's really difficult to answer. So that was a good question. I like that one.
These questions were really good.
Yeah,
Thank
you guys for sending them in as usual, and thanks for picking this on the poll. Good questions all around.
Again, brainstorm about what you would like to, excuse me, be suggested on the poll, and if you want your questions on the next episode of OSP, submit your own for the next one we select.
For sure.
All right, so at Nolan Dean 27, our buddy Nolan, who was just on, you just saw him.
I don't know that guy.
You don't know him? Oh, I have to introduce you.
Nolan? Who's he? I love you, Nolan.
The sound of the
Oh, they're coming for you.
What?
He asked, what movie would be improved by shifting it to a post-apocalyptic setting?
All right, so this is also another really tough one, but I'm going Harry Potter. So I like the idea of Voldemort just destroying the wizarding world and much of the earth before Harry Potter saves everyone by getting hit with the curse, so that he grows up in a post-apocalyptic setting, as opposed to, everything's hunky-dory, just Voldemort's not around anymore. So this way everyone can see the effects of Voldemort. Yeah, I know, tread lightly. It's your question, dude. I'm going to mess with it now. No, I mean, I love Harry Potter, but I think that it was a little too happy at the beginning, and I think if there was more consequences seen in the world, that Harry Potter could have had a little bit of darker turn. But it's originally a kid's book, so I get it. Yeah. But I think if you take a switch and actually pull that into a post-apocalyptic setting from the beginning, it takes a different tone, and you see the movie in a different way. So that's why I'd go Harry Potter.
It's interesting.
Yeah,
I had another one too.
I really like that, and oh man, I had something but I lost it. Damn. What was your?
Oh, I just thought of another movie that would be cool.
What's
That's post-apocalyptic. Tombstone.
Oh, I thought you were going to pick Muppet Movie Caper.
No, I just want him as my
'Cause of Kermit.
companion.
What was my thing? But talk about your movie thing.
Of course,
Well,
it's
I think-
R-rated.
Tombstone would be cool post-apocalyptic, just like a Western as a post-apocalyptic with that kind of like intense vibe and like a shootout at the end. You can just change like what people are shooting out about.
Just change what the people are shooting out about.
Pew pew.
Inverse lives.
End quote.
Well, I lost what I was saying, but it's all right. Somebody's
Just checking.
talking about Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah, I took Delicia's choice, so she's going to switch over to Lady and the Tramp. So I can't wait to hear about that.
Oh,
I dig it.
If it's not going to be pasta,
All right.
what is it going to be? I want an answer to that question. I'm just saying. If they're not going to be kissing
It could still
pasta,
be
what
pasta.
post-apocalyptic meal will the dogs be kissing?
Post-apocalyptic.
ramen.
Oh, ramen. Yeah.
Like-
Will they still have ramen? Rat
I mean,
noodles?
if they
I don't
find
know.
it. I don't know. You know who would know? Our buddy and gal pal, Ashley Davis at _Mrs. Davis. She asked, yeah, I'm trying. What post-apocalyptic movie?
From the last century.
Sorry, I can't read
My
it.
handwriting's terrible. From the last century hits too close to home today.
All right, I'm going to throw a curveball at you. It's a post-apocalyptic movie, but not as heavy as you're thinking most of the time when it comes to like Mad Max. You know, Mad Max is full of the imagery. But I'm going to choose Contagion, the Matt Damon film about someone getting sick and then spreading the disease across the world, basically, because I think that is really telling us to what our responses would be in the event of a contagion like that, where I think an outbreak would hit very quickly. And if you remember, like millions die in that film before they just kind of solve every problem. And yeah, we go back to living and people are still alive, but half the world dies or some crazy number before they get a handle on that. And I think the reason that hits close to home is because I think that we aren't prepared for that kind of thing. You know, when you look at the response to Katrina, for example, and even FEMA has said, like, okay, if there's a large scale outbreak, like your responsibility is on your own to kind of survive while we work at the critical areas first. Well, I don't live in a critical area, so, you know, I'm going to have to try to find a way to survive on my own. So it is actually a very post-apocalyptic setting, and they didn't really focus on necessarily the horrors of survival in that because it was very much centered around Matt Damon and his journey and stuff like that. But if you look at the undertones and just listen to the messages that they were saying that was taking place, I think that's the one that hits for me. So,
Yeah, I don't know. See, that movie is, I don't know how believable it is because we have such good health care.
Yeah. Right.
yeah, well, not soon. Pretty soon.
Yeah, oh my God.
Pretty soon, you're really fucked.
Contagion 2
Yeah.
reality.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to call the Contagion Trump, I think, at that point, not to get political.
He's certainly a contagion. And just last
Yeah.
question, real straightforward. What's your
Yep.
favorite post-apocalyptic movie and why?
This is extremely difficult for someone who watches an F-ton of post-apocalyptic everything. This is my genre. I'm writing a book about something that takes place in post-apocalyptic settings. So I play Fallout more than any human really should. I love post-apocalypse, so this is really tough. So I'm just going to give you one of many for me because that's the best I could do. And
Yeah.
I'm going to pick one I don't think anyone else is going for, and that is Dredd, the Judge Dredd movie that came out a few years ago starring Carl Urban. It's, you know, everybody's like, oh, but it takes place in a city, but technically everything outside that city, Mega City 1, I believe it's called, has been destroyed in some kind of war. There's, you know, mutations outside the city. The city is really the only place you're safe, and even then, you're not really safe. And I've never seen them take that. I mean, when you look at the Stallone movie, you're thinking this is the best Dredd is ever going to be, and then out of nowhere comes this Carl Urban movie, which was just insane and so good. Lena Headey from Game of Thrones is the villain in it, and she's amazing, and it's just gritty. And Carl Urban keeps his damn helmet on the entire
That's
time.
what I was about to say, the same exact
Which
thing.
is the greatest thing. He never takes it off. You never see his face, and it did terrible in the theaters, but it has such life afterwards that I wish that I mean, you know, people are still calling for there to be a sequel to that. I would love a sequel to Dredd. It was on the other night on Sci-Fi. I'm like, I know this is edited to shit. I'm watching it. I don't care. It's a great movie.
Yeah,
and
I think it'd be smart to wait though, because the coolest thing about that movie was the drug that slowed down
Slow-mo.
all
I
the
was just
thing.
gonna say something
Slow-mo.
about that. I was gonna say that I like the slow-mo because it's a smart way to use like slow motion, obviously. And I can see using that if you're a villain, as she was using it to torture them when she throws them off a building, so that the
Right.
death is really slow and horrible. But what kind of moronic villain like would take that before they go to shoot him, or what? Like that one scene where he's like killing everybody who's on the slow-mo.
Oh, right.
Like,
Yeah.
that's gotta suck so much. Like he was the only one not on it, and everyone's just like trying to
No,
defend
Well,
it's
the
themselves.
gangbangers at the beginning who were like escaping in their cars or whatever, they were all doing it while he was chasing them. They're just all tripping out. And he's in a motorcycle chasing down, shooting, and they're just like, whoa, there he is.
It's VATS.
It is. It
It's
is
like when you
that
slow
targeting
down in
system.
VATS. So like, it doesn't. The drug only makes the perception of slow mo. It doesn't actually change how fast they're
Yeah, but
moving.
it changes their reaction.
It changes their reaction time. But if
yeah.
they're gonna just go and shoot, like, yes, they're gonna go like, it's gonna be like the agents from like the Matrix, how they like are like really
No,
like.
these people were just getting taken
Well,
out and just
if they were
watching themselves die
capable,
slowly.
I could see in capable hands somebody using it in a good way.
They weren't though. I do
No,
like
see,
But
it
the
that-
villain
does
using it
the
though.
opposite of what you think, though. They're not perceiving the world faster. They're moving at the speed of their perceptions.
Yeah, they are.
So
Are
you
they?
see
Yeah.
you see them moving slowly because they're tripping out and they can't even pull up their gun in time because
Oh,
they're
that's right.
slowed.
They are.
So yeah, because if there's that one scene, if you remember, when like halfway through the film when he breaks that drug den and he goes into the drug den and the one druggie just shot up and he's just watching the whole thing take place and everything's
that's what I
going
was
Right,
talking
that's
about,
right. Okay,
yeah.
okay. So I misremembered that.
But I do love the villain using it to torture people. That's genius.
But
Oh yeah.
the reason I brought it up, and I'm glad you is to do a sequel. You would have to do something. I don't think you could do the same thing because you would
No.
need a different plot.
Oh yeah,
And,
no, you don't want to go in the same building, but I think you want to see
but you would
more.
have to find a good way to.
I think
There's
you got to
not
get
in
them
the world
outside.
left though, because it was in one place. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying like a lot of it, like a lot of the appeal to that movie is the slow mo and that thing. So you would want some. It's like Crank and Crank 2. Like you would want to do a similar plot but change.
They have a
The
lot of
stakes
world
and
to
different
use
things.
though, because they were literally
yeah.
in one building.
Well, they
That's
die
true.
harded it. You know, they said we're going to
Yeah.
put most of it in Nakatomi. It's going to be there pretty much the whole time, kind of thing. It's the same kind of principle. One villain inside a building. It's a contained space. You find a way to lock the building down. Then everything takes place in that, in that setting. So it's almost its own character in the way Nakatomi was a character in Die Hard. But the benefit of that is it's one building. The whole universe is there to explore, especially what's outside of Mega City. So there's so many things to do with it, and I would love to see a continuation.
A road trip with the mutant girl.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Oh, she was awesome. I mean, she was so good in that movie. I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen her in anything else, or I had seen her in anything at that point, and I thought she did a really good job in that role.
That movie is insanely underrated. It's
Yeah.
it's
really
an
is.
excellent movie.
Yeah, somebody lent me their copy of it because like I didn't even it wasn't even on my radar. And
Yeah. It's just
If
really
you have
good.
a 3D television and the 3D version of that movie, it is so worth watching in 3D because the slow-mo scenes are incredible in 3D. Amazing, especially that
Yes.
opening sequence. It's
I
really
believe it.
good. Yeah.
3D gives
really
me
cool.
motion sickness, but I would brave the motion sickness to watch that. That sounds awesome.
It's nice when you watch a 3D TV at home as opposed to going to see 3D in the theater, because I don't usually watch 3D in the theater for the same reason. I get motion sickness.
Yeah.
Like when Doctor Strange came out, I was like, fuck you. We're not seeing this movie.
Yeah.
And I still got dizzy in the 2D.
Oh, we
So
went in 3D. I was like, screw that. Cumberbatch is like my bae, so I had to go to 3D for that. It was awesome.
I went 2D that way, and I still got I get dizzy at the damn commercials for Doctor Strange. So that movie I'm not getting in 3D. But the nice thing about having the 3D TV is that because you can, it's a smaller space and you can see the rest of the world outside of it. You can lock on to something even while you're watching 3D, and you get less dizzy, which is kind of nice.
Very cool.
Yeah, at least that's for me. It works.
That was all of them, I think. What you doing? Bring more people?
No, I saw somebody's suggestion for.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I just saw a suggestion in the chat from Corey. A space opera themed episode. I like that, so we might throw that.
Ooh.
We might throw that. On
It's all Star Wars all the time. Star Wars, Fifth Element.
I mean, Star Wars is clearly a contender, but I mean, throw in a little Flash
Firefly.
Gordon, Firefly. Yeah, I think there's plenty
Ninja
of
Sex Party.
Ninja Sex Party. That's a good.
Yeah. And Raul, on the steps of Philly, dude, I could barely walk after running up those steps. I had no water the entire day at Philly Comic-Con, and then we had to run up the steps in Philly, and I could barely move. Afterwards, I had to get a ride back to my car, which was only 10 blocks away, but in the city it was brutal.
Nice.
Because I'm a fat guy. That's just the way it works.
I just pictured Andy carrying you back down.
Yeah, right. Please, Andy.
That's all the questions.
That's all of them? Oh, wow. Okay.
Woo-hoo. So Fallout,
Jack, well, thanks.
if you haven't played Fallout, everyone should play Fallout. Fallout 4 is the greatest game. So is Fallout 3. So is Fallout New Vegas. Fallout.
Did you have anything else you wanted to plug besides the?
I love plugging things, so that would be great. Yeah, we just did the Roca episode with Adam Hlavik this past weekend for Fan Friction, and next 2 weeks from now, we are actually going to be on at 3 p.m., not noon Eastern time. So please set your clocks ahead 3 hours for that. We had just had a scheduling conflict, so it worked out, and it'll be Stacey Howard from 6 Degrees, a feature film, Randall, who is
our own
here,
Randall.
if not our own Randall. Sands will be there, and Jacqueline Coley from Black Nerd Girls, or Black Girl Nerds. It's one of the two. I get them mixed every time. But she was on our show with Sasha and you, right, Kimber? Was that you? Were you on the Sasha episode? Oh, Ashley might have been on the Sasha.
Yeah, because I think that we might have like fact checked or something.
You did. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. So Jacqueline's coming back as well. So that should be a really great episode. We're really looking forward to that. And that's in 2 weeks, but at 3 p.m. So guys, definitely tune into that. Of course, subscribe to the TUFF channel as well as this one if you're not already subscribed. And you can follow me at JRS Pitboy 2008, which is my gamer tag on Xbox, where I play a lot of Fallout. If you notice the theme here, so feel free to add me there if you like.
Very cool.
And Janine's chiming. Yes, I see that. And okay, so thank you, Janine, for telling us that. And I was going to say something else. Oh, TUFF Channel. If you need to find that, that is also in the description. So I am on top of it.
Awesome. Thank you guys for getting me on early. Again, I appreciate it. Everybody let me jump to the front. It's just helpful because I have kids and it's crazy in my house. So thank you very much for letting me jump the line. I'm sorry that I do that once in a while.
Yeah, no problem, man. It's always nice talking to you.
All right.
All right. Well,
good luck, everybody.
Talk to you soon, Jack.
Have a good one. Bye.
So, first of all, hashtag Team Randall. That's our boy. We'll definitely be rooting for him on his fight. Also, I saw Nolan talking about why don't we do a 90s episode. We actually did an 80s and 90s nostalgia episode early on. I think Cal was telling you about it. And if you want to check that out, you can find it on TUFF. In the old edited episode, you just got to go way back because it's really been a while. That was like maybe our 3rd or 4th episode ever.
Oh, yeah.
And we're talking about maybe doing another one with that because we actually have like a lot of different people at this point.
Yeah.
There's so many more questions we could go over.
Because, I mean, we talked in that episode, I think we discussed like our favorite commercials and like toys.
I think that's when we had 6 questions too. So I don't know how many. We used to start, we had 6 questions at a time when we first started.
Wow.
Yeah. But now we have more people.
Our quality.
Oh, there's Randall. Randall, we were just talking about hashtag Team Randall.
We're good at this.
Corey would be next in line.
Yep. Corey, I need your email. So if you don't want to put it in the chat, just let me know and send it to Twitter. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, we did a horror episode too, and a soundtrack episode. Well, you could always do more of those though if you guys really want. So let us know. Musicals we didn't really do, right?
No, we haven't done a musical one.
We'll be right back.
Okay, so I'm just gonna check Twitter.
You should in the next 2 weeks, it's going to be another OSP and chill. We're still trying to catch up. Tom started another job, so we're trying to catch up on editing. Bear with us.
It's true. I think it's a little early to do reboots of our own show. Well, Nolan's suggestion. The new job's cool. I am like a night auditor at a hotel chain. So it's another overnight job. So now I do 6 overnights a week. So that's fun. Yeah, I hang out with Tormund. I'll tell you that much. All right, I got the email. I got the email. I got the email. Got the email. Got the email. I got the email. I got the email. Email. Oh, everyone's losing for Raul. Oh, what did Raul say? This chat's so interesting. Someone's talking about Lady Gaga.
I love Lady Gaga.
All right. We need to put mythology on the list because
Just put Lady Gaga.
I really want Lady Gaga's not mythology yet. In 2,000 years, she'll be the goddess of creativity or something. I don't know.
It's right where the thing is at.
Right where the thing is at.
Yeah.
Oh, that. Oh, no! I found it. Okay. Yeah.
Mythology.
Yeah, starting to mythology because I really want to do American Gods recap show. So in the comments, why don't you let me know? I mean, you could say it in the chat too, but it looks more impressive if you say it in the comments. Why don't you let me know if you would watch an American Gods recap show? If you don't know what that is, it's based on a Neil Gaiman book. It's one of my favorite books. I like it a lot. And mythology. There we go. Corey, did you see the invite? Maybe I'll send you another one.
Time or so if any of you guys have advice for him, we know it can be complicated to get in on the call the first time.
And just another quick time you tried to call. Well, while we're trying to figure this out, another quick thank you to, if you may have noticed, our sound quality is much better. So thank you so much to our patrons who, gave us a little bit so we could save up and get some new equipment. We're actually about to get a new webcam, so our video looks a little bit better. And I would like to get some lighting soon, but we'll see how that goes. So you could check out our patron at OddShapePanel, /OddShapePanel, patreon.com/OddShapePanel. And I need to update it. It's been a while, but now I have something to show off. So thank you so much. And I know we have to catch up on peep shows. We'll do that soon. I promise. We just got to schedule it. We'll get it in concrete. But we're still. I'll try to send you one more invite, Corey, and if that doesn't work, we might let the next person come in and then try to keep. And sure, Mormo, I'll send you an invite for when it's your turn. That's always an idea, to send everybody an invite beforehand, and then they can just accept the invite when it's their turn. We might try that on maybe on a Q&A just to test that out. It might make segues easier. Somebody save me.
Oh, are you gonna shout out your buddy?
They're talking about Smallville.
It's Billy's birthday.
Oh. Where is Billy?
Not here.
He's not here.
Paradise.
No, but he was here. He checked in on the
Oh,
chat.
did he?
Sorry, Billy, I didn't say this when you popped in, but this is a special shout out. Happy birthday. Let's get, I think, everybody in the chat who wants to wish Billy a happy birthday.
He's 21.
He's 21, so he is getting lit right now. But if you want to wish him a happy birthday, you should like this video. I feel like that would support him.
Smashing the like button.
Smash that like button. You don't have to. I'm trying to be a YouTuber, guys. I'm working hard. I'm getting the personality. Not really. Oh, there's Billy right there. Okay, I didn't miss him. Okay, Corey. I'm gonna have the next person call in. No, I'm sorry, not Billy. Corey. I'm gonna have the next person call in, and then we'll try to figure this out again. This way, I think that's Cal. So, done. You got it? I don't know what's going on. All right, we'll figure it out. So, I'm gonna call Cal.
What are you doing, Teddy?
Spell this.
But at least you can pronounce it.
Yeah, I got it. Halfway there.
That's right. Hmm.
No, it's not. I think there's a period between that, right?
Try it.
I don't know why I can never remember that. I don't know why it never saves it. Everyone else. No? No. Because it should be his picture. Cal, if you can, if you could send me your email for the 8 millionth time. Where's your book?
It's right here.
I'm going to write it down
You should.
because I'm embarrassed about it. Where's the pen?
What'd you do?
I don't know where the pen went. Oh my God, apocalypse is happening right now. We did. Oh, it's because I put the VU on the end. Because yeah, everyone's complimenting your shirt, Kimber.
Thank you, guys.
You have to say.
That's how you summon him.
Okay, let me try it. 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42. Why is everyone saying, oh,
I don't know.
I must have done something. You guys should hear about how this baby shower we went to was yesterday. I won a contest, and it was amazing.
You did.
So we had to dress a baby doll. Oh, okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, Cal, how's it going?
What's going on?
Not much. Just hanging out.
Nolan says villains. Best
Villains is a good suggestion. I put mythology on the list.
Yeah.
You know what? I think that is going to be the 3 on the poll, I think. Unless we want to do 4. Do we want to do 4?
We put 4.
Okay, so we got one more.
Unless they
Make
give us
3 of them
more.
mythology, just so we get a chance.
What's that?
Make 3 of them mythology.
He
So
said just
we get a chance.
mythology.
Oh, so it has a better chance. I'll do that. Okay, so we're gonna do space opera, mythology, and villains. So that's gonna be a good one. So look for that on our Twitter at OddShapePanel. Hey, Cal, how's it going? How you been?
What's going on? What's going on?
Not
Finally,
much.
this is past my bedtime right now, like 10 o'clock, and I'm up because we have the snowstorm going on soon. So they already called off school for tomorrow, so I can't even go in.
Are you excited? Are you gonna go
Yeah,
sledding?
you sound more excited than anything.
Well, because I don't have to wake up at like 2 a.m. in the morning and go in, so. And I get to finally be on this for a while, so it's cool.
Yeah, I just hope it doesn't get too crazy because I can't afford to miss work.
Oh, I love
You
snow. So
know?
I hope it's really, really bad. Like, I hope it's just like 20 years straight.
No. Well, down there.
Then it could be bad for you,
Yeah.
but not for us, hopefully.
I have to go to work no matter what. So
If I don't go to work, I don't make money, so.
But when the
But,
winds blow and the White Walkers walk, you don't want to go out, though.
winter has stayed. Who said that? Malcolm?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's start off with the question you asked us. You asked us, what character would you want as a post-apocalyptic companion?
I think I would choose Alice from the Resident Evil series because she's like a badass and she can probably destroy anything, and plus she has like psychic powers and stuff and all that. I don't know. It depends on which movie you look at, but I think she'd be a pretty badass companion to have and easy on the eyes.
Well, of course that has to be a
Kermit, too.
Kermit, yeah. Woo! Kermit. I think Trouble kind of goes out of its way to find her, so I wish you luck.
Yeah, but I feel like she could take anything, and then I just have to like kind of be aware of things, which I think I'm all right with. Oh,
I'm gonna
maybe.
take Mavis as my companion.
Mavis Watch. Like it's like Panda Watch, but with a Mavis.
She is a little panda.
Oh God. Oh, tail. All right. Question 2 is from our friend Nolan Dean, 27 at Nolan Dean 27. Asked, what movie would be improved by shifting it to a post-apocalyptic setting?
So I really had no answer for this, but then I thought like what you guys were saying is like thinking of some of your favorite movies and see how you could like that might be able to improve on it. I think this movie is already fantastic as is, but I would probably be an interesting turn to see Training Day become post-apocalyptic because already that's an awesome movie, and just seeing it in a post-apocalyptic setting would be quite interesting.
Right on.
I like that choice. I'm also distracted by Joe's comment in
Yeah.
the live chat about
I saw that too.
Kermit with his soft velvety body, Muppet body, though.
Joe always
Smiley
has to
face.
like take it up the
Spicy.
next notch.
Spicy, Joe. Yeah, that would be interesting. Would there still be cops in a post-apocalyptic? Like, I wonder what the equivalent would be.
They wouldn't have to be cops, just them, like him taking it around, showing them like how to survive in this world and like the things he has to do.
Yeah.
And they come from 2 different backgrounds. One's like a thug, the other one's like a family man, in a way. And I guess just a path across and see how it goes.
It's interesting. All right. Well, Ashley at _Mrs. Davis asked, hi Davis, asked, what post-apocalyptic movie from the last century hits too close to home today?
Okay, especially today. I mean, this is not really a post-apocalyptic movie, but it's kind of, I looked under the category and it kind of was The Day After Tomorrow, which will apply for The Day After Tomorrow as well, because tomorrow is supposed to snow and it's supposed to be a apocalypse. So it literally answers that question like flat out for today. So it would have to be The Day After Tomorrow because just the way that the climate's been going and all that, I've been so pissed that this winter has been like the hottest winter on record because of climate change and global warming, which apparently doesn't exist to certain people. But I was so upset because I'm a huge winter guy. I'm a winter baby. I'm a winter child. I love it. And the fact that we had like 70-degree weather this whole winter pissed me off. So I'm glad we're having another blizzard, another snowstorm. I hope it's really bad. And it
You
really
can move up here, bro. It's been
I mean, we get a lot of
been
snow too.
so cold here, like so cold.
Yeah.
Like every night, you should be happy.
Because like, wouldn't you want
really
Christmas to have snow? Because you wouldn't think Christmas like the last 2 Christmases has been like
yeah,
70.
but it's freaking March, bro. We had snow for Christmas this year. It's been snowing.
It was 68.
It's been snowing hardcore for us.
When I was a kid, I liked snow. Like I went skiing and stuff. But now, like, it's like an added responsibility. Like now, I have to clear off my car and shovel the walkway.
Yeah.
And I'm cold.
Oh, I love doing all that stuff.
Huge inconvenience. But I mean, I'm a fall person, so
me too.
It's my fault that winter happens, I guess. As a fall. I don't know what I'm saying. What is your favorite post-apocalyptic movie and why? And why?
I mean, there's so many. I always enjoyed all the Resident Evil series, as bad as it was. I just like the video game character stuff. But I think my favorite one would probably be I Am Legend, because I really liked Will Smith's character in that movie and like the whole science aspect and trying to learn like for a cure and all that. And then it has the relationship he has with his dog, because I love my dog and all that. And meeting the girl and her mom. Just I don't know. I thought it was a cool concept, and I just really enjoyed it. So
yeah,
I can vouch for your dog being super adorable.
that's true. I Vincent Price version of the movie
Last Man on Earth
is really good.
Yeah.
And it does like it. I would say they're different movies, even though they're based on the same story. Like it's not necessarily a
Well, they have
remake.
different titles as well.
Yeah,
so-
that's true. But it's really like that's a really interesting like view on like a post-apocalyptic society as
Yeah.
opposed to just like a different humanoid. So I would if you like I Am Legend, I would suggest Last Man on Earth.
Vincent Price.
So I'm just trying
what year is that from?
Years that from? Phew.
Old black and white movie times. It's hard to say because he's been making movies for so
Yeah.
long. His career was like so long.
Probably 60s or 70s, right?
I'll just look it up because isn't there like one right
Yeah.
now? There's like a movie right now or a show, Last Man on Earth, right? So I just want to make sure I don't confuse the two. It's the older one, right? So obviously.
Yeah, it's an old movie.
Yeah. But I'm trying to find Corey's email again. But I think that's it. Oh, I did want to talk about let's do a little mini. We have our new show Night's Watch with Cal as the host and us joining him. It's a recap show for Game of Thrones, and there is a theory, and we definitely subscribe to fan theories. And Mavis, that was my headphone.
Mavis, no.
Come on.
Come on, kitty. That's it. Now you gotta move as you
Anyway.
attack both of us on the way out.
Oops. What was I saying?
You were talking about that fan theory about Game
Oh.
of Thrones.
That's right. Okay. So there is a theory, and
What the heck?
we're really into theories on the Night's Watch. There's a theory that Game of Thrones actually takes place in a post-apocalyptic setting. Like, people, it's already, like, have you heard about this, Cal?
No.
Oh, okay. So one of the strongest arguments, and spoiler if you haven't seen anything revealing anything about the White Walkers, so here's your chance to join us in like 2 minutes again. But the part when they like jab the dragon glass into the dude and then becomes a White Walker, people are talking about how it's very similar to how silicon chips work and stuff like that, about how like it may have actually been like a computer, and like it like there's a lot of different things that like talk
Like
about
the
it.
Children of the Forest are high tech. Is
Like
what you're saying.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But because like there's always that weird bridge between what is magic and what is just different technology. And that's like an example of it is like the dragon glass is used as like information. There's other examples of it in like the lore and stuff, and that's where you would find a lot of it. But it's similar to the way that a lot of people think that, or some people think that, you know, possibly we had a more advanced civilization at one point and have gotten to this point. So I like that theory. I think it's realistic in the fact that it could be it could be a realistic idea in the way it's a realistic idea on Earth.
Yeah, I appreciate stuff that's like unexpected, post-apocalyptic too, like
Yeah.
Adventure Time.
Adventure Times are cool.
and stuff like that. I could see that being a thing, especially with how George Martin works. You know,
But
talking
That-
about furniture rules and stuff.
That theory that you're saying about like that, you know, the technology and all that going in and creating a post-apocalyptic world, like you're saying like that, it's kind of like this new game. I'm pretty sure Joe would know about it. It's called Horizon Zero Dawn. It's kind of like that, where it goes back to like times where like your people are just using like bows and arrows and stuff. And this is after everything, you know, the fall, man, because of technology. So it's kind of similar to what you're saying with the Children of the Forest being highly technological and changing things.
So
Interesting one.
if that kind of thing that we just talked about floats your boat, definitely check out the upcoming Night's Watch. That's going to be coming out as right before Game of Thrones releases. What was the date?
So I think we're gonna the recap episode will be the July 14th because the show comes out Sunday, July 16th. So the Friday, July 14th will be the recap, and then me and you will figure out, then Kimber will figure out the day we can do works best in our schedule. Tuesday or Wednesday we're thinking, right? So whatever works best for our schedule.
Nice. So we have that to look forward to. Thank you so much, Cal. Did you?
I have one more thing.
Well, sure.
For all Game of Thrones fans out there, really, you guys should check out the live concert experience because I went to that last week, and I've never really been to a concert before, but I didn't know what I was expecting going into that. And I was actually sitting in the second to worst seats, like the second to last row there. And we saw tickets go up for like $90, like right in the front row. So might as well get them. Last minute we bought them and just walked downstairs to the front row, and it made a huge difference. Like you were actually engrossed in the act, where like the sound of the heartbeat actually run around with the audience. They were with you. It snows on you, kind of in a way. It snows on you, and the weirwood tree leaves fall on you. It's pretty cool. And there's like dragon fire and all that stuff. And it's a great experience. So if you're a Game of Thrones fan, really go see that. I highly recommend it. It's very engrossing and great music also. So check it out.
For sure, yeah. Candace's mom surprised her with Game of Thrones concert tickets. I saw on Facebook. A lot of people are going. It's pretty cool.
Come back, Candace.
Yeah, so definitely check it out. I wish you guys came too. That you guys would have really enjoyed it. It was awesome.
Yeah, we're poor.
Yeah, you should have filmed it for us. That's the only way.
I did film a lot of it. Actually, you were allowed to, so I filmed a lot of it. So I have a lot of it on my phone. So I gotta show you guys.
Are we high-fiving? Okay.
The
Nice.
shittiest high five for like the shitty.
The saddest of high fives.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Cal, for joining us.
I'll be here I'll be in the chat for the rest of the day. So thank God I'll be not going in early. So enjoy the snow. Yes.
No one's enjoying the snow, but
you will
buddy.
enjoy it for me. I'm sure.
Snowpocalypse.
Snowpocalypse.
All right, guys. See ya.
All right. Thanks. I do not.
If the weather was already bad, he wouldn't be as excited about the snow. Corey.
Yeah, I'm gonna try Corey
Any
again.
luck with Corey yet?
Corey,
I saw him in the chat.
Did you find the invite, Corey? Because even if it says you missed a call, I think you can reply to. You can call me back, I think. And like Kimber said, if you have any advice for him, just tell him in the chat, and hopefully we can get him in here. We like getting new people, so
We do.
awesome. And he's joined us in the chat before, and we see him on the Twitter.
The Twitter.
So it's gonna be nice to finally, as Nolan says, face to face. But I'm gonna go. Oh, you right back. What was he saying? Okay, send me another one. Okay.
Don't only be too long because I don't know how to do any of this.
And I think another good shout out should be T2, because while that movie is not really set after Judgment Day, we at least see Judgment Day.
Also, another
Pretty dope.
honorable mention, Shaun of the Dead. It's a zombie apocalypse movie, and it's awesome.
Ashley just linked the actual Google Hangouts, so that might be more successful depending on what you're using. Get my cookie.
Eating up your coffee?
Eating up my cookie.
Okay, so people that we have coming up on the list is Corey, Eric, Delisha, Ashley and Joe, Mormo, and Raul. If I missed any of you guys or you don't want to call in tonight, then let me know. Janine's in the chat, right? Are you wanting to call in, Janine? Let me know.
Sure, awesome.
Oh, my shirt. Getting so much love on my shirt. Thanks.
Well, it's Kimberly. You're
I
Kimberly.
know.
That's you.
The good Power Rangers. Oh, I think he's popping
Hello.
in. Hey.
Hello. Hold on, the ringing isn't stuff. Okay, there it goes.
So
You
I
can't
can
You
hear
can't
you.
see
But
me yet.
yeah, I can't see you. It's
How do I?
no idea how to stop Tom.
Uh,
Because it's calling like he's it's ringing like he's still calling in.
oh, okay. Here we go.
Oh, there we go.
There we are. Okay, and just see if your video
Here we
might
go.
be off. Nice.
There, ta-da!
How's it going?
Hello. Hello, guys.
Nice to finally meet you.
You too.
Thank you. So we're gonna get right into it. Our buddy Cal, who was just on here, asked, "What character would you want as a post-apocalyptic companion?" I mean, that's hard to say. It's tough.
Well, you know, I like the older movies, so I would get the good from the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Okay.
Because you know, as long as you don't try to rip him off or complain too much, he's on your side, and he's a crack shot.
Very cool. Yeah, I don't, as fan fiction people will know, I don't know that much about that movie, but I could
Yep.
see like the benefit of like a character from a Western being in the post-apocalyptic
Yeah.
setting.
When you said Tombstone, I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, Western makes sense, and you kind of get that vibe with Logan. But
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, that's a cool pick.
Thank you.
All right. Well, Nolan asks at Nolan Dean 27, what movie would be what movie would be improved? I was gonna say improvised. What movie would be improved by shifting to a post-apocalyptic setting?
Well, I got to tell you, this is the one I thought about the most, and I like The Wizard of Oz.
All right.
That's interesting.
I like The Wizard of Oz because if you think about it, you know, you get pulled to this world and suddenly you're there with a bunch of irradiated midgets, and then you meet a guy whose brain is gone because he got irradiated, and you got a guy who's all shielded up, and there's a
The
mutated yeah with lead.
the lead suit.
And it makes sense why the rain would burn her.
The
Yeah.
yellow road is just depleted uranium.
And there's a mutated lion who's all scared of everything because they've tried to take his water.
The flying monkeys.
Yep. It is a
It all
post.
makes so
It all
much
makes
sense.
sense. It all
Yeah.
makes sense.
And
That was one hell of a twister.
That's why the scarecrow's strapped.
you got one guy in the world who's normal, and he's hiding inside of his city because he doesn't want any of these weird people to come and take his crap.
Please pay no attention to me. Please.
And the trees throwing apples and stuff.
Oh
It's,
yeah,
like,
the
all
trees
nuclear.
too. Yeah. I think Joe made that point. Is like magic is like a cool like residual trait of like a nuclear fallout. Like that
Yeah.
could be a cool like with like the because like can you do spells that control magic, or do you have pyrokinesis? Like
Yeah.
is it a mental thing? Like it's a really like fine line, and I think it's really interesting how fantasy and sci-fi can work hand in hand like that.
I agree.
Cool.
All right. Well, our good friend Ashley at that _ Mrs. Davis asked, what post-apocalyptic movie from the last century hits too close to home today?
I have to go with Brazil, even though it's not strictly a post-apocalyptic movie. I got to go with Brazil because bureaucracy is going to kill us eventually, and that's what that movie's about. It's kind of like 1984. It's kind of the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of the same message, but it's just way creepier because just this guy has to go to work and his desk just keeps getting sucked through the wall, you know. just a bunch of weird stuff that happens to him because of this mix-up in names. Like one mix-up, you know, it messes up his whole life. It's very Kafka.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
how
interesting.
someone can fall through the system.
Mhm.
It's interesting. We're getting a lot of good responses. For
Yeah,
these
so much
questions.
different stuff today. It's such a a broad subject.
What is your favorite post-apocalyptic movie and why?
I like The Postman.
All right.
And I like The Postman not because, well, I read the book, so it's kind of colors my thinking on that movie because they kind of messed it up. But I like The Postman because it is the only movie a post-apocalyptic movie I can think of where they actually have an optimistic message. It's like people get together, they work together, and suddenly we're coming back. And I like that. I really like that.
It's like if the whole movie was the end of Wall-E.
Yeah, exactly. You took my answer too, because I was going to say Wall-E for that other question.
Nice. See, don't be
Really?
hating on
I
Wall-E. That was a
wasn't.
good choice.
I liked it. That's what I was
Just
saying.
because I'm a 30-year-old child and my choices are Wall-E and Muppets, you guys don't have to pick on me.
I'm 42, and I'll tell you, Kermit would be made of leather after about 2 months in a post-apocalyptic setting. He'd be leather Kermit.
He's felt, so I think like he would just be crappy felt by the end of it. But like I said, I make things, so I could fix Kermit. I'm good.
Okay. See, I misinterpreted what he said. I thought he was gonna be in like S&M gear, like the like Mad Max, like it's Kermit in leather.
Well, that'd be cool.
No.
Kermit,
Stop.
get him! Okay, yeah.
Oh, keep Kermit innocent. What are you doing?
Did you ever see that video of him singing "Hurt"?
Oh my God, no! But I
can
want to.
picture it.
It is so funny.
Put the Logan trailer to that.
It's like he stubs his toe and he's like, "I hurt myself."
Now go check that out on YouTube. You love it.
Oh, I definitely will. That's probably right after this. All right. Well, thank you so much, Corey. If anybody wants to talk to you on Twitter, how can they get in touch with you?
I'm Corey L. Williams at Geometroid on Twitter. You can find me on Facebook. I'm around. And that's how you get me. But can I give a shout out for another podcast?
Of course.
Whatever you want.
I listened to a podcast called All of Wine in Space. And Wine, WHINE. And I love those guys, and I'm Twitter buddies with them, and I think they're awesome. So
what do they like to talk about?
They do commentaries for like Doctor Who episodes and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and
cool.
Maybe
other things too, but the thing, they did an entire Lost rewatch podcast. I know that's going to excite people in the chat. and they do Doctor Who now. They're doing the Doctor Who. They call it Horror Watch. Rewatch. So that's cool. Go. You can find them at Bill Owl and at Chris Sykes something. I don't some number. But if you can find Bill Owl, you can find Chris Sykes.
Well, if we do a Doctor Who episode, maybe we can figure out a crossover.
To do a Doctor Who episode.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool. They always like people to hit them up on Twitter.
Cool.
All right.
We'll definitely reach out to those guys. We'll probably hit you up for their info after the episode.
Okay.
And,
I'll be here all night.
All right. Well, I'm sorry to sidetrack, guys. Why are we talking about Lost in the comment?
Because he brought up Lost. Are you paying attention?
Because Lost is wonderful.
Neither one of us.
No, you lost
but
me,
everybody's
Corey.
excited
No,
in the
it's fine.
chat.
It's just like an inside joke that now you're a part of.
I'm a Babylon 5 aficionado myself. That's my favorite show. So,
it's a good pick.
Thank you. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much. We'll talk to you
next
soon.
time.
You will. All right. Later on.
Awesome.
Right.
Later.
Bye.
Eject.
Eric
Oh,
is
he
gonna be
ejected
next.
himself. Taking my one pleasure away.
Eric.
Eric?
Yes. It's going to be Eric. After Eric, we're going to have Delisha. And then Ashley and Joe, Mormo, and Raul. Talking about Doctor Who in the chat. Man, I wanted to be in that Raul fight when they had Doctor Who as like the hero against Dean Winchester and stuff. So many cons with Doctor Who that you guys didn't hit him with. I just wanted like Raul to tag me in so I could help him with the Doctor Who. Take down one of my favorite characters of all time.
You like hack into like fan fiction like Moriarty style. And be like,
Yes.
let me tell you why.
I'm like, miss me?
We do.
That's what I sent. That surprise bitch. I bet you thought you'd seen the last of me. I like sent that gift to Brian a while back.
Hey,
Eric.
Hey. Can you hear me?
How's it going? I can hear you.
It's going. We're about to be hit also in Philly with a pretty big snowstorm, and I'm actually the opposite of Cal. I don't want any snow. Give me 70,
Yeah, we don't want it either.
give me 70 in February, and I'm a happy camper.
It was beautiful last week
Oh my
here,
God,
and
in
then
Philly too. It was warm. I was like, I almost could wear shorts. It was so glorious. But it's all going to end tomorrow. But I have a city job, so if the city closes down, I do get off. But
yeah.
I'm going to have to do all the damn shoveling, which I'm not looking forward to at all. But you know, what can you do? That's life.
Like if it snows and the power goes out, which is a very realistic thing that could happen to us, I will be off work. But I'm a tattoo artist, so if I do not work, then I don't make any money because we're full blown on commission.
That would be bad. And for me, like if my power went out in the house, would be bad because I have, as everyone knows, a sick mom upstairs, and it would not be good. It would not be good. But hopefully,
Yeah.
no power goes out, and we'll all survive, and we'll all be good. Oh, I want to do a
Yeah.
quick shout out to Billy. Billy, happy 21st birthday. This is a shirt I'm wearing for you. I hope you can see it. It's Arrow. That's for you, Billy. So anyway,
Very cool. Yeah, we miss you, Billy, but we know that you're having an awesome time, so
have fun,
we can't
have fun
blame
in
you.
paradise, my friend. Have fun.
He's making Corona.
I know, we're all
commercials.
like snowstorm. He's drinking out of a coconut and shit. Like,
Yeah, he's not liking it though.
yeah, he did. He took a sip out of the coconut and then he's like,
That's funny.
Hope you're having a good time, man.
Absolutely.
All right, well, let's get started. Cal at Viren Ja Deja Vu asked, what characters what character would you want as a post-apocalyptic companion?
Okay, so I've been so busy this past week, and I haven't been able to give these questions that much thought. But this answer would have been the same even if I did. I've never been much really of a leader for a companion. I need someone that's going to lead, and I can think of no better leader than, of course, Stannis Baratheon, the one true king, the king who cared. Yet don't nod, no, yes. I think he would.
So,
I think he would keep me alive. Do what needs to be done. Maybe
he can't even keep himself alive.
Well, he's alive in the book.
His wife killed himself.
He's alive
Play
in the book.
herself.
Okay,
But I'm not
so
married to him. I don't have to worry about that. I'm not his kid.
my question for you, Eric. Okay, so you run across some raiders, right? And you're with Stannis Baratheon.
Charisma score of 0.
Who's he gonna burn to help you out? And when he does, and nothing happens, what are you gonna do?
He's not going to need to burn anyone because, as you saw in Blackwater, he is a very good swordsman. People forget he is a warrior. Even if you watch in the season finale, he takes 2 Bolton soldiers out even while he's hurt. He kills them both before his ultimate demise, unfortunately. But he goes down fighting.
I have a different question. I will not deny that he's a warrior.
Yeah,
that's
no,
for
he is.
certain. But this is who you want to talk to, like, on your entire, like...
He wouldn't be the best conversationalist, but I think he would keep me alive. And I want to stay alive in the post-apocalypse most of all. And I think he would do what needs to be done. And he has a military strategic mindset, which I think in a post-apocalyptic setting would come in handy.
See, I mean, that's fine for you if you like his personality and everything.
Who would you take from Game of Thrones? Like, I know
From
that
Game of
Cal would
Thrones?
probably...
As far as like personality goes, I'd want Tyrion. He would be a riot to walk around with, but what do you...
But like a balance of both.
Oh, a balance.
You would love Oberyn.
Oh, I'm taking Oberyn Martell.
Oberyn is a good choice.
Yeah.
I could see that.
That's my dude.
And shout out to Morgan, because Morgan's not here, but he'd probably pick Bronn.
Bronn. I think Jaime, when he has his hand, is a good choice.
I think, well, Jaime has been much better since he had
yeah, but he's not going to defend you if he doesn't have his hand.
What are you talking about? He's going to catch swords all day.
He's
my favorite thing in the world.
He slaps a lot of people in the books with the gold hand. I think that's pretty funny. Yeah.
Funny. He's only done it, I think, once on the show so far.
Yeah, that would really hurt.
Yeah, it would really
that would
hurt.
be awful.
That's solid gold. Yeah, absolutely.
How'd you lose your teeth? Jaime Lannister slapped me.
That's true in the books. That's happened a lot.
And how pumped are you guys that we have a premiere date? I was going crazy. Did you see the Facebook thing happen live?
No,
I heard about it with the ice melting.
I type in fire on Facebook repeatedly, and it kept going on and off, and it was torturing me, and it was just horrible. But I made it through it. So I'm just happy.
Yeah, we read like an article that was like,
Yeah, I saw it after, but I would have been screwed by that because had I not been doing a tattoo at the time that aired, because I went to work right at that time, then I would have been sitting there typing fire with the rest of you guys for
Yeah,
45 minutes.
It was crazy, but it kept going on and off, and I'm like, is this gonna be an all-day thing? Because I can't do this till 8 o'clock at night. I mean, don't torture us. Just give us the date.
I did like the little like trailer that they did. That was
Yeah,
pretty cool.
I enjoyed that as well. Hearing characters that are dead, like Robert Baratheon, speak and all that.
Yeah, they started out with that stone dragon, and because of like stone dragons and stuff like in the books and whatever, like I was like, holy crap, what are they doing? Before I realized it was like all the sigils.
It was very. I brought this up to Ken. I think the sigils coming down represents the wall coming down. I think the wall is
that's going down.
Now,
the realm.
How's it going to come down? I don't know, because the Horn of Winter hasn't been mentioned on the show, even though Sam did find there was a horn with the dragon glass. It's never been mentioned or seen since, but I am curious how.
I have a theory on this.
And I
have a theory.
We've been talking about this stuff since last night's watch as well, but we can't stay on this too long.
Oh yeah, we'll have plenty of time to talk.
What were you talking about? Game of Thrones is post-apocalyptic world. We established this.
My next answer is going to be really quick, so you don't have to worry.
I don't trust benching cold hands. As we see, as we've seen.
That's fascinating.
Bran, when he crossed the threshold from the tree, he broke the barrier. He broke the magic, and I think cold hands delivering him right in front of the wall to have him cross through the wall, since he's touched by the walkers already, might hurt the magic of it, or at least like take the magic.
Break the spell type thing.
Yeah, and then that might happen. But that's my theory.
That is a good theory. I could totally get down with that. That is a good theory. Absolutely.
I think they might ice dragon too.
Yeah, I've seen. Yeah, Janine posted that picture, which has me very curious about that.
Yeah, I've been trying not to look at those because they've been very like.
I have all kinds of predictions that have been lining up with what the art's doing. Like, I think that Bran will warg a dragon.
Oh yeah, totally. When he did one of his like warg flashbacks, and you see like a dragon's perspective, I totally.
Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
But people have been making fan art for this stuff now too that looks pretty legit, and I'm like, these better not be real posters. Gonna be mad if they're spoiling crap.
Badass, but I don't think they're real.
Yeah.
But well, obviously we're gonna find out in July what happens.
I think there's like a reasonable chance that they might go ice dragon though, because Danny has 3 dragons, and they're gonna have to pull out something that's pretty like ballsy to like compete with that,
Absolutely. And seeing the Night's King on something like that would definitely be a good rivalry to see happen.
They're bigger than the fire dragons, right?
They are, yep. They are bigger, yep.
Yeah.
I was just picturing Master Blaster as Tyrion and the Mountain. And I was terrified.
It's kind of fun.
Because like the huge armor, giant sword, and Tyrion just being smart as hell.
Oh wow.
Because Master was the brains of the operation. Nolan asked us, what movie would be improved by shifting it to a post-apocalyptic setting?
And Nolan, I hate to do this to you, buddy. I want to give this question respect, but I just didn't have the time to think of a great answer, so I'm going to have to go with what's off the top of my head, which is, as silly as it sounds, the 50 Shades of Grey sequel, which I had to see. When you're dating, well, semi-dating someone, sometimes you have to make compromises. She agreed to see Doctor Strange, which she didn't want to see. I agreed to see this, and as I've said, it is a terrible movie. It's horrible. But
spoiler,
in a post-apocalyptic setting, it could definitely improve it. It can't hurt it. It can only improve it. So, no matter if it's a zombie apocalypse or any kind of apocalypse, it can only help. So I know it's a silly choice. I'm sorry, Nolan.
Eric's cracking me up tonight.
No,
you're making me laugh harder than anybody else right now.
The post-apocalypse has already embraced S&M gear.
Absolutely.
It makes sense.
But yeah.
They would already have for Kermit.
Exactly. Now you have Kermit and what's her face from 50 Shades.
I mean, a movie like 50 Shades can't even get sex scenes right. It's it's not a good movie.
It has to be better than Showgirls.
We did see that lady buying the 50 Shades.
That pool scene
remember that?
Pretty bad.
What was that?
that lady when we went to go see Logan. This lady in front of us was buying
Oh my
50
God.
Shades tickets, and like she looked so like guilty, like it should come like sent a
wanted
ticket
to-
out in a brown paper bag or
I
something.
was thinking of wearing a hat, but I didn't. I was just like,
She bought like 2 tickets just so she was just like, it didn't look like.
She was just going by herself. To
But
the...
she was. She only bought
oh,
one.
well, bless her heart. Bless her heart.
I
Hey.
hope she enjoyed it. Whatever, like to
I
each
didn't,
their
but
own, you know?
You know who liked it though? Mormo gave it a good review. So shout out to Mormo. Hey.
That's because Mormo does positive reviews. Mormo likes to focus on the bright side of
Oh,
things.
he never does anything like. Oh, okay. I understand. Okay, I got you.
Yeah, he's a positive dude.
Always look
good to
on
be
the
positive.
bright side.
I love
of
Mormo.
life.
He's the coolest.
Especially in today's times, it's good to have someone that's very positive like that. So good for you, Mormo.
For sure.
All right. Well, at Mrs. at underscore
At
Mrs.
that
That-
underscore
oh my-
Mrs.
could-
Davis.
Ashley in the
Got
chat.
it.
Just I wish mine was just at underscore.
It's not as bad
All right. At that.
as you like to say.
Cock.
As you like to say.
Stop it. He's killing me tonight.
All right. Ask. What post-apocalyptic movie from the last century hits too close to home
Now,
today?
to me, I love technology. I think technology is a wonderful thing, and the story of Terminator has always fascinated me. Technology we create turning on us, and it's not the best film in the franchise. It's certainly not. But Terminator Salvation is the one film where you do see a post-apocalyptic setting from beginning to end. In 1 and 2, you just see parts of it, but you don't really see like a post-apocalyptic setting throughout the movie. And I found Salvation in parts to be terrifying with the machines and stuff. That would terrify the hell out of me to be in a situation like that, and to know that it was machines technology we created. We did this to ourselves essentially. I've always found that story to be very fascinating. So not the best movie, but it's the one Terminator film where you do get a good sense of post-apocalyptic post-Judgment Day future.
Is that the one that Christian Bale
Yes,
lost
it
his
is.
mind?
Yes.
Oh.
It's that film.
That rant is
That
so
film.
crazy. Like it's so over the top.
I could see why he was not asked to be brought back as
Yeah,
John
right.
Connor,
The
you know?
Game Grumps. We
Yeah,
watch a lot of Game Grumps, and they're always like quoting that rant that he did.
Yeah, his portrayal of Moses in Exodus, I had some issues with that as well.
Yeah. That Batman voice too.
That might have been Exodus's fault as much as Bale's.
Yeah, Ridley Scott. Yeah, it wasn't really. Yeah, it was probably a decision by Scott to.
Amazing in American Psycho though, so
Oh,
he'll
he was
always have
phenomenal
that.
in that. Oh wow, love that.
And I think he was a great Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
He was a
the
good Bruce Wayne.
Batman voice. Like
Oh,
I've been
that
over this a
killed me.
million times.
I
Like
hated that worse than the Bane voice.
I've never. They're both pretty bad,
I mean,
but
the
I've
Bane
never
voice
had
too, but that annoyed me even more. Just that
I've never had
crazy-
somebody hit it for Bruce Wayne and for Batman for me. I always like either they're Bruce Wayne or
Ben
they're Batman.
Affleck did a pretty good. Like he was the best part
He
of that.
did, but it's
And for me, it's Keaton. I think Keaton came the closest.
no. See,
You weren't
the
weren't
thing
around
is-
for Mom Jeans.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I don't buy Keaton's Bruce because he just looks like he shops at Walmart. He doesn't look like Bruce Wayne to me. I think that like somebody
I
like
guess
Ben
he could dress
Affleck,
a
like
little better. Yeah, I can understand.
Ben Affleck looks like Bruce Timm's like
Mhm. He has
broad-shouldered
the
Batman
stature
to
that
me.
really look. Yeah, I can understand that. Totally.
And I like a built Batman, but I hate like
A Diesel Superman.
a Diesel Superman. It's not necessary.
Yeah,
Like it doesn't
I
make
agree
any
with that.
sense.
I agree with
Like
that.
how are you muscle training?
I think Christopher
How?
Reeves looked good as Superman. Like I thought he
Exactly.
looked perfect as Superman.
Even Brandon Roth looked good. Like
Yeah, I didn't like Returns, but he looked like
Art-
he looked that hard. Absolutely, I agree with that.
and as a soft reboot to the original franchise, he looked pretty good as a Christopher Reeves. Like
Oh, absolutely. I thought he mimicked him very well as far as the look goes. Yep.
even Tom Wellington. Wait, was it Tom?
Tom Welling. Yep.
Yeah, he even kind of looked like, especially when you saw him right across like from Dr. Swan. Like,
hmm I love those episodes, the Christopher Reeves.
oh yeah,
They were so good. Oh, I got to do a
I-
Smallville rewatch someday. It's a lot of seasons though, but
I know that's it. I was thinking about it too. I was like, man, I want to do a review or something about Smallville, but it's like
And if
There's
I do
a
it, I
lot.
would want to commit. I wouldn't just want to watch just 2 seasons and then never get.
Problem is, it gradually like goes downhill. So by the time I like hit season 8, I'm gonna be like,
And for me,
somebody say.
and for me, I know Billy knows this. I love season 10.
Oh,
I
dude,
adore season 10. I thought every episode was breathtaking, just about.
that finale is.
I love that finale. The
horrible.
way they brought Jimmy back at the end, the real Jimmy.
Okay,
that was
here's the
perfect.
thing.
It was perfect.
Maybe we should do a thing that only covers the finales of shows.
That's a good idea.
That would be a cool idea.
That's a good idea.
We should work on that. We'll workshop that in
Right,
Think
you know,
Tank.
That's a good idea.
Finales. I'm talking about just something because that'd be a cool theme for something.
Absolutely.
We'll work on that. But that'd be interesting because I completely disagree.
And
You can have your opinion because that's.
I mean, we watched it on a big screen TV. My friend bought his TV outside his
Oh,
house.
man.
We were just, oh, it was just.
I just
so
want to
wonderful.
say, people were turned into physical magnets for a planet. I don't know how that works.
I don't.
I don't know how that works,
I don't know how
and
that works.
we can touch on it later.
Yeah, absolutely.
Boy, it just made no fucking sense. It makes me so mad.
I just
So mad.
I love.
All right. What is your favorite post-apocalyptic movie and why?
Okay, I'm going zombie movie on this. Now, my favorite zombie film is actually Return to the Living Dead, but that was more of an isolated incident. So I'm going to say 1978's Dawn of the Dead. And why I love it, I thought Romero was very, very smart to set most of it in a mall. I thought that was a very smart setting because you could do so many fun things in a mall. I thought he utilized it very well as a plot device, and I just love that film.
And the
Absolutely
biggest
love
thing is zombies are a social comment on consumerism, and what better setting than
Exactly.
a place
mall,
where
a shopping mall.
it's only stores.
And I'm not the biggest. I mean, I've made this known. I hate almost all these horror remakes, but I do want to give some credit to the 2004 Dawn of the Dead remake. As far as remakes go, it's pretty good. It's one I have rewatched. I'm planning to rewatch the original Dawn of the Dead. I haven't watched in like 5 years. Pretty soon. But yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's a
Dawn of
good
the Dead.
pick.
Yep, that's my pick. There's so many though, like Jack was saying. I mean, I could pick a million, but there's so many. But yep, I would go with the original Dawn of the Dead, 1978.
Nice.
Yep.
He said Dawn of the Dead, and a little shout out to the actually good remake of Dawn of the Dead.
That is the best horror remake. In my opinion.
Kimber says that is the best horror remake.
I also like the Evil Dead.
It's really a good remake, and I wouldn't expect it to be, but it is. It's one like all the other remakes, like the Halloweens and Nightmare on Elm Street. I never rewatched. I have no feeling to rewatch any of that, but I have rewatched the Dawn of the Dead remake because it was good. It was well done.
Kimber also says the Evil Dead remake is okay. Well, she says good.
It didn't do. I know Morgan, I think, liked it too. It's
That's
just for
fine,
me
totally.
making the character like a drug addict and everything. It just
She said
Ash wasn't a drug addict.
Satisfying was good. I haven't even seen it, to be honest with
oh,
you.
you didn't? Oh,
The
No,
Evil Dead remake?
it's fun. What?
The Evil Dead remake?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll watch it. It's good.
Yeah.
It's got a really awesome death.
You
in
might
it,
like it. I mean, the
really
effects are
awesome.
good. The effects are really good.
It's good.
It's just,
Even Morgan liked it.
I know, it's just,
Morgan
yeah.
did like it.
I've just always, it's like, it's hard to separate. Like,
Me
that is
though.
a
I just couldn't get in.
You're not allowed
character.
to watch Gotham and then tell me that you can't separate shit enough to enjoy
Okay.
the Evil Dead.
Okay, if that's what you're saying,
It's
is
a
it's totally
separate
different.
thing, yeah.
Okay, then fine, I'll
I
watch.
couldn't get into Gotham. I heard season 3 is good.
Oh, I
though.
love Gotham.
I tried to watch
we both
season
like
1 like
Gotham.
3 times. I couldn't get into it, but I had heard this season.
Season 1's a little slow because it has to like introduce you to all these different characters. But it's like
Yeah, I think
once you're introduced, you know they don't have to concentrate on explaining who this person they're about
I
to
might
meet
give it
is.
another shot one day because I have heard this current season's really good.
Yeah, the villain season is good. The Mad Hatter season's good.
Anything with the Riddler.
Riddler's great in that. He's like the best Riddler that's been portrayed.
And the
But-
person who played Joker's on a show I watched, Shameless, the American version.
yeah,
which is
Shameless.
really
Yeah,
good.
Jerome. Yeah, we have to catch up on the new season,
It
but
was
we know
pretty
he's
good.
back.
The new season.
We know he's back.
Yep. So those are my picks. I wish I could have done better for Nolan's question, but I didn't really have time to think about it. I've been super busy. But yep, post-apocalyptic. There you go.
Well, thank you for stopping by.
Always a pleasure talking to you. To talk to Kimber. You know, I love you both.
This is the theory.
His is the Fury.
Ours is the Fury.
Ours
That
is a Fury.
the
isn't it?
Baratheon slogan.
My slogan would be
Ours
witness
was
me.
The Fury, more like.
Ours was the
Oh,
Fury.
yeah, that's
Oh my
true.
god.
That's
Okay,
true.
so
That's true.
Eric, we're sitting and we're catching up on Game of Thrones, right? And we were living with my buddy James at the time, and we watched that episode and Stannis dies, and we have these
Oh, that's
refrigerator magnets.
Oh.
Yeah. We have these refrigerator magnets with all the sigils, and he
Oh.
just comes in holding the Baratheon sigil, and he's like, "So this is just garbage now."
Oh no!
Do I just throw this out? He
'Cause all-
says.
I would cry if I saw
My
that.
response was,
No.
"Where's Gendry?"
That's true. He's the one left that's still out there, and hopefully we see him again. I've heard some.
Man, I would be so, like you said, satisfied. I'd be satisfied if like Arya and Gendry
I
actually
would like an Arya
came
and Gendry
together.
reunion.
Yeah.
It looked like before the red bitch who I hate, Melisandre, retrieved him, they were going to get together.
Yeah.
They-
We'll just
they're-
hope she stays away
well,
from him.
I think it's funny because he said that it was like that, but then he found out who she was,
Yeah,
and then
kinda
he was
changed
like,
a little bit
"Oh,
when he
You
found
be
you'll
my
only
lady,
you only be
yeah.
my lady," you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And but then since then he's found out he also has royal blood,
Indeed, he does.
so
He's-
so now he has no excuse not to.
I like
Yeah.
to just think he's kicking back right now, not because he has a very interesting story. I hope to tell about the day he lost his virginity. You know,
Yeah. Right.
and stuff. That's an interesting. Tale.
Oh, Arya's gonna be pissed.
That's an interesting tale,
She doesn't like her.
and I don't either.
Yeah.
I hate her.
Well, Arya's smart in some ways.
And the Red Woman, don't forget,
Martin Westeros.
in season 3, did say to Arya,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
"We
She's seeing
will
us here
meet
again.
So that has me thinking maybe this is the season they're because she was banished. They'll maybe
Take her out.
Yeah. because
Yeah.
I'm not going to be a happy camper if the show ends and she's still alive.
No, everyone's died.
she's at
So
the
upset.
twins. She's at the twins. So if Melisandre's going down and she's gonna go up, then they have to meet, and then she'll find out what's going on in Westeros.
The death count's gonna be crazy this season.
I
The
think
last
it is.
season, the last season's only gonna have 6 episodes, and I think by the end of the show we'll probably lose 70
like,
to 80%
course.
of our
There's not going to
characters.
be a lot of people left standing when the whole thing is done. And I think the thing I liked about season 6, there was so much forward momentum, and I think season 7 there's going to be even more of that because
Oh,
this is
yeah.
the end. The way I look at it, I'll speak real quick. I look at season 1 and 2 as the beginning, 3, 4, and 5 the middle, 6 the beginning of the end, and 7 and 8 the end, which
Yeah.
we're at. So, yep, I could talk. Game
But
of Thrones
yeah,
all day.
everyone's going down. At least one of the dragons is dying.
We should
Shit's
probably
popping
save
off.
some of this.
Yes,
for
I would
next one.
definitely be down to doing that, of course.
Um,
Well, great
All right,
talking
well,
with you both.
yes.
Kimber loved the shirt. I was in love with
Thank
Baby Joe
you.
Johnson growing up. So
Well, that's like because of my name. Like I'm the
I
Pink
know.
Ranger. Like no one else is. That's
the hat's
me.
cool too. I like the hat. It's like a Davy
Thank you.
Rocketish kind of.
It's my post-apocalypse jam.
It
This
was
is what
Rocket
I'd be
Raccoon.
rocking.
Oh, there you go. All right. So, as I said, brave out the storm. I hope no power goes out for
Yeah.
anyone, and have a good night.
Same for you.
Yep. Thanks.
All right, Eric. Well, thank you so much. We hope you stay warm.
I do have
Keep
a
in
fireplace.
touch.
I do have a fireplace right
There you go.
Awesome. Very cool.
All right, we'll
All right,
talk
we'll
to you
see
soon.
See you guys. Pleasure's always.
We'll talk to him post snowpocalypse.
We'll get current updates.
Yeah, right.
Snowpocalypse. 3:00.
Panda watch.
Up next we have
Delisha.
Delisha. Is Delisha calling in? I thought she said she was joining us in the chat, but I could be confused.
Let us know, Delisha.
And if not, then who do we
Ashley
have
and Joe
next?
would be next.
Okay. Ba-ba-bum-ba-ba-ba-bum-bum.
Raul, I know you love Sam, but I think he might be going down. I think taking that sword was like putting a huge target on himself. Like, worried about Sam. Love him, but I'm worried about him.
I think it's gonna be fine. I think that might actually be
She's ready. She said quickest call ever. And then we'll have Ashley and Joe. If you guys are still around, let me
I'm
know
gonna
in the
let
chat.
you take this.
Okay.
Be right back.
5 a.m. for Nolan, he's saying in the chat. Okay, cool. Ashley's a go. So the question real quick for you guys, the tattoo shop that I work at around here is going to be printing up t-shirts soon. And I was thinking of doing one for a giveaway. I didn't know if you guys had any interest. So if you're interested in anything like that, let me know in the chat. Raul has faith that Sam will survive.
I think he's going down.
Cal says shut up and save it for the Night's Watch. Cal, you don't have to worry. I could talk about Game of Thrones for like ever.
Cal's Sam's telling the story of Game of Thrones to younger Sam, so he lives.
To little Sam?
That's my theory. I don't know. To little baby Sam. Little baby.
Salisha, did you get that invite? Let us know. If not, we can send another. Raul liked your theory. And Eric's still going on about Stannis. Oh.
Eric is going more on about Stannis than Stannis has ever gone.
It's cool though because he has a unique favorite. So now when like Stannis is synonymous with Eric to me, like when I think of Stannis, I think of Eric because he's literally the only person who has Stannis as a favorite for me. Just like my beloved Oberyn. Can you send her another one, please?
I can and I will. Another Stan Lee shirt shot. Hey! It's Stan Lee.
And that's an exclusive in the Stan Lee box.
Excelsior.
StanleyBox.com. Get well soon, Stan. I know that he had to miss a couple of appearances. He's 94. He's getting up there. So we're going to wish him a speedy recovery and hope that he is completely okay because we all love Stan Lee and we would like to have him
Forever.
For a little longer at least.
No,
Last year was
forever.
brutal. Do not start with that 2017.
Yeah, we need a year off. We need
do.
a year off from celeb deaths.
Leave Stan alone. Leave Betty White alone.
Why would you even say that?
Because I'm concerned. She's very old too. I have something in my eye. Can you give me a moment?
Okay. Ah. Yeah.
Hello?
Just being weird, guys. What's up?
Can you hear me?
Hey!
Hi.
You've made it.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Good. Cool. This is probably going to be the quickest call ever because I really don't have any answer.
That's all right. Well, question one, Cal asked, what character would you want as a post-apocalypse companion?
Oh, yeah. Speaking of Cal, he told me all my answers should be Showgirls and Tron, I think he said. So,
no, you said Tron! No!
Was I not supposed to say that?
You can't say Tron. You lose if you say Tron.
Oh, see, Cal set me up. He told me to say it.
If our connection goes down, it's Cal's fault.
I guess I'm just gonna pick up my pick that I use in the chat, which would be Hermione, because she's my fictional best friend.
I have fictional best friends too, Alicia.
We're so much alike, and I feel like we get things done and survive somehow.
That's how you feel about Kermit? That's funny.
I'm not gonna let it go. I'm on it all night. It's Kermit
It's okay.
night.
It's okay, Kimber. You can have Kermit. I judge you not.
Thank you. It's not easy being green. That's what people don't understand.
It's not. It's totally not.
All right. So Nolan asked us, what movie would be improved by shifting to a post-apocalyptic setting?
I think is this the answer I gave Lady in the Tramp too?
Is it?
I don't even know. I was just no, I think it was the one of the other. I don't know. I just remember Jack took my answer when he said Harry Potter, so I just looked at my dog and said Lady in the Tramp. But now that I've said it, I feel like it could work. No, because
And what?
sorry, go ahead.
What do you think it would be like if it was post-apocalyptic?
I don't know. I just thought of it as like two dogs who are in love who are just trying to survive this post-apocalyptic world. I feel like it's a small story that just much like Deadpool, which is a love story. I feel like this could just be a love story set in post-apocalyptic world trying to survive with dogs.
So instead of like running from the dog catchers, are they running from like people who are trying to eat them?
Oh my god. Okay, this went dark. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's make this movie right now. I'll get my dog.
And would they still have spaghetti, or would they have to be eating something else?
I don't know. Will spaghetti survive the post-apocalyptic world? I don't know.
Because she made Lady and the Tramp post-apocalyptic. Who's making spaghetti?
Spaghetti?
Yeah.
I don't know, go to a store and get some, like, the easiest thing to do is boil water.
Okay, Tom says that the spaghetti still stands.
Okay, I guess it's too classic to get rid
Dry
of.
spaghetti. It's gonna be weird, but
Dry spaghetti.
Oh my god. No, actually, those were
spaghetti.
the only two questions. I mean, I answered to because I just realized I don't think I've really seen any post-apocalyptic movies. At least I'm not sure. Maybe I have and just didn't realize it. I don't know.
Well, now's a good chance. Like, people have been talking about cool ones all night. So if you're interested in checking some out, there have been some good recommendations for sure.
Yeah, my ever-growing list of movies that I need to watch that I have not seen just keeps getting longer and longer.
I'm pretty sure that's the case for everybody. Like, it's insane.
We will be in a post-apocalyptic world before I finish that list.
Nice. All right, Delisha, you want to tell everybody where they can reach you?
They can find me at Delisha Renee. I don't think there's an underscore. I can't forget. Between my Instagram and Twitter, I always forget. But just type in Delisha Renee, and I'm pretty sure I pop up. And that's basically it. I'm usually on Twitter or on Facebook.
And Delisha is literally the nicest person. So,
Thank you. Thank you.
You guys can tweet her anytime if you just want to talk to a really nice lady.
And then my suggestion for the next
She's a nice lady.
I guess not the upcoming one because you already have a poll for that one, but the following that I really want to do a Denzel episode at some point before we hit the apocalypse. I'm just gonna keep
Before the actual apocalypse.
Yeah, we need to do a Denzel one.
Right?
Book of Eli, oh my god.
Is that not a Denzel
It's a Denzel
post-apocalypse movie?
There's
one for you to check out.
I know, that's one of the few Denzel movies I have not seen, so I'm ashamed of myself.
I actually liked that movie a lot. There are
No
some
spoilers
haters,
in
though.
the chat.
Yeah, no spoilers in the chat. But
I've already been
I'm a
spoiled
fan
by
of that
other
movie.
people, so I kind of
no.
I know it's fine. It's my fault for not seeing the movie. That's how it is.
Cool.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Delisha.
Thank you guys, and you guys look awesome as always. But I just need to tell you in
Thank
person,
you.
you guys look awesome.
StanleyBox.com.
I've been hearing it all night. I need to go check it out.
Yeah, you could follow them on Twitter at StanLeeBox.
I feel like now you should be getting paid for like all the plugins. Like,
well,
they sent us
sent us a
that
free box.
oh, that's
so-
okay. They've already paid for their advertisement. Never mind.
That's how I feel. But seriously, like, and I know it sounds like an ad. It's a $50 like bi-monthly thing, and it's like $125
And
worth
1
of
in
stuff.
10 of the boxes has a signed Stan Lee item, and I wouldn't be bringing it up again if I didn't really like their product. So
Oh,
it's
okay.
really cool.
Oh wait, really quickly, I can't remember, but did we do a book episode already? Just like talk about your favorite book. I can't remember.
Book to movie
We did,
adaptations.
yeah, but we haven't done one concentrating on books.
Just books. I can write it on the list.
Okay.
Just books.
Check them out.
Check them out. Oh, because they're books like a library.
I thought that's where you were going with Tom.
No, I was just repeating what Kimber said.
I think on that note, I think I'm going to bed.
All right. Well, have a great night, Delisha.
Later, Delisha.
All right.
Stay warm.
Maybe me, you, and Eric can chat and Cal during this snowstorm because it's starting. It's
We'll do
coming
it.
down.
Cal's not invited because he enjoys it too much.
That's-
So we're all
You know
gonna be
what?
That's right.
miserable.
If we are stuck here, but we have power and stuff, and it's really bad, we should just do like a hangout. Just be
Yeah.
like Stormwatch.
I don't know like how good of a reception we would get, but we could try.
It'd be fun. Well, look out for that tomorrow. We might do a Stormwatch.
All right, guys. Good night.
Later.
Have a good night.
Bye.
I almost
I
stopped the
see
broadcast.
my dad in the chat there.
Hello, Mr. Barrett.
He likes my hat too. He knows I'm a woman of many hats. Hat collector.
Ashley and Joe are next.
Ashley and Joe are next. Our BFFs. Speaking of BFF, they're going to do a plug for their show, but real quick, I'm going to shout out the other shows we have on the channel. Jack was here. He already talked about Fan Friction. We also got Brian's show, The DVD Bunker. He just released an episode for Bloodsport recently, and I know that his next one is going to be for Frailty in honor of Bill Paxton. So that's a movie that Tom really loves, so I know he's excited for that one.
A movie that I really loved and that I was really excited. Like, I talked about it for a year before I actually finally showed it to Kimber because I was worried she wasn't going to like it. And within 5 minutes, she was like, so this is the plot? And I'm like, this is the ending? And I'm like, no! Just enjoy the movie. But
I guessed the plot twist correctly.
You got parts of it. Some of it you were like, I hate that. But how's it going, guys?
It's going.
How y'all doing?
Okay.
Yeah, it's Tony. We're trying to
That's-
brush him, and
So cute.
he has been here for a bit. So
That's the one thing Mavis won't let us do is hold her like a baby, and I hate it.
we, especially with Atticus, like I've been doing that since he was tiny, so he's just used to it. See, Tony is now getting agitated with the idea of it because I was brushing him earlier, and that's why he was fine with it.
Yeah, but now that you stop the brush train, he's like, nope.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he sheds crazy.
Yeah.
Babe, you can just use that as stuffing for your crocheted items.
Yeah, so that if someone who's allergic to cats is like a biological
Send it to
weapon.
Nick.
They'll just die.
Yeah.
Funny.
That's pretty funny.
All
Well, I know
right.
that Joe loves post-apocalypse, so I'm excited to hear his answers today.
Much like Jack stated, it is my favorite genre or subgenre, depending on how you look at it.
Well,
Very cool.
if you've seen our video game episode, you know they both shared love for these series. So check that out if you haven't. It's buried somewhere in the TUFF Channel.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Cal asked us, what character would you want as a post-apocalypse companion?
Much like with many of my answers, I actually have like 3. And they're all depending on situations. Like if it's just my general answer, like the best person I think to have in the post-apocalypse would be MacGyver from the popular 1980 series.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Yeah. I'm surprised no one came up with it because if I need something, like you had mentioned running out of water so you'd have Iceman. Well, MacGyver could craft a device out of like leftover scrap lying around to douse for water and then build a pump out of nothing.
Like
and
chewing gum and paper clips.
Yeah, I mean, or just like, raider bones and dog teeth or something. And it would work because it's MacGyver and that's how he functions. But if it's one of those like biblical apocalypses, then I want someone who knows the lay of the land. So I want the heathen with a heart of gold, John Constantine. Because if there's demons and angels going to war on the planet while the society around us is crumbling, who else is going to be like the best person to have around?
Keanu Constantine or comic Constantine?
Constantine.
Constantine. Honestly, I'd be fine either way because I did enjoy that movie. It wasn't his best work or the best comic book movie ever, but I did enjoy it.
He flips off a demon, I heard.
Yeah.
And Peter Stormare plays Lucifer, so I mean,
he's one of my favorite depictions of Lucifer. Don't get me wrong. There's elements of the movie I did like.
Yeah, the last
Shia LaBeouf was there for no reason.
It's really interesting because the first chunk of that movie is really boring and dull and just kind of meh, but that last third is just fantastic.
Very good. All right. Well,
I would go with the Doctor because like he has so much experience in different planets, so he would be able to like protect me, and then we probably could like leave to go somewhere else or figure out a way to save everybody.
Yeah,
just go to a pre-apocalyptic world.
Like, let's get out of here.
Nice. Did you have a preference of Doctor?
I would probably take David Tennant. He's one of my favorites.
It's Tom's favorite guy.
Yeah.
Me, it's
Because
Eccleston.
he's the best.
I'm an 11.
I'm a 9.
That's just me. Nice. We had a full. We need a 12.
I was thinking 12. I was thinking Ashley's
I
gonna take
actually
either.
really like Peter Capaldi. I just
Yeah,
think that the writing has been crap.
That's fair.
But I think he's an excellent choice for the Doctor. I love his look. I think he's great. I just don't like what they did with him.
I'm just gonna say, like, yeah, that's all well and good, but none of your doctors would have had a chance if it wasn't for Christopher Eccleston.
It's true. Eccleston always has bananas. And
Yeah,
fantastic.
Yeah, I love Eccleston as well, but just there's something about David Tennant. I just love that whole run of his character.
He's super passionate about the character.
Yeah.
I think and again, 9, like if it wasn't that transition, like that the Christmas episode, the Christmas Invasion, where he's literally like, what kind of man am I?
Yeah.
And then he's like, this is it. Like, that's the kind of man I am. From then on, I was on board. Like, I was like, all right.
This hand's a fighting hand.
Yeah.
Well, now you guys talked about everyone but 11, so I have to say that Matt Smith was amazing to me. He had
no, he is.
He has
he was enjoyable.
He has like a childlike wonder. I believe that he's old and young. He looks like some sort of beautiful alien. I was really into what he did with it, and I think that was really like, for me, my favorite season is the River Song season of Doctor Who. So
he definitely can go from like that childlike wonder to that hardened bad A really quick. That first episode where it's that giant eyeball thing threatening to destroy the world, and it's just like, look up information about the Doctor, and then he just steps through the hologram all fully dressed, and he's like, "Now, what do you want to do?"
Yeah.
That was a pretty cool scene. The only problem I have with that run is like Amy really bothers me. Like, I love Rory a lot more, but Amy just wanted to punch her in the face a lot. Because they kind of like made the intro all about her. It's like, I'm Amy, and like, this is the Doctor. I met him when I was a kid. I'm like, this show is supposed to be about the Doctor, not the companion. Like, it's supposed to be more about the Doctor.
She's so beautiful, and I love her, so it's hard for me to not.
I think the companions are the, because
that's how your point
it's very
of
much
view
well,
is,
it's very
like,
much I know, but it's like how the Mad Max theory is. It's like it was Furiosa's movie, even though it's a Mad Max movie. Like, I think they're supposed to, like, but do they deliver all the time?
I would like to see some more of Amy not with the Doctor, because like, for example, Martha. I hated Martha in the season she was in.
I don't like Martha either.
But I love her in Torchwood. And I loved her in the episodes where after she was away from the Doctor, like the Donna episode, a couple of episodes she was in with Donna. I loved her in those. But when she's in the TARDIS pining after the Doctor, I'm just like, she's so much smarter than that. Like, she wouldn't, like, I don't know. It's really frustrating to relegate her character to something like that.
We've been wanting a strictly male companion for a while.
I wanted Danny Pink.
Yeah.
They screwed it up, man. I wanted Danny Pink to be the new companion. I did not like Clara at all. Like, I liked her first episode.
Okay with Matt Smith.
Her first episode was really good, and she was okay with Matt Smith, except for the freaking Doctor is married to River Song. So, like, in my head, I'm like a River and Doctor shipper. So when you have this girl who comes in, she's just flirting with the Doctor. I'm like, you're dumb. He's married. Just, like, I hate you. And then, like, even though she was really pretty, and usually, like,
she's
if you're
not
really
dead
pretty,
at that
I'm a little
point.
forgiving.
It's so.
And then just, like, for her to continue on with 11, I didn't like her with 11 at all. And then they just, like, kept threatening to kill her, but they wouldn't friggin' kill her, and I just wanted them to kill her.
The best episode was the souffle episode.
The first one, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, we keep going back to the first appearance is so good.
I mean,
that says a lot.
You could say that about Donna, but then her return appearance is also really good.
Yeah, I love Donna.
I love Donna. Huge fan. I have to answer Cal really quick. What were you saying, Joe?
I have to, what is it? I really, really just want an episode with Christopher Eccleston's Doctor and Donna together, because they'd be so sassy all the time.
Yeah. Although her chemistry with 10 is top notch.
Perfect.
So Cal's, I saw him ask what Doctor Who is. I think that people probably answered him, but Doctor Who is about a very old alien who has the power to regenerate, and he's from Gallifrey, and he travels space and time, but he spends most of his time in England in modern times, and there's adventures, and it's a space and time travel show.
A lot of it is cleaning up his own mess, but
yeah, he's asked when it's been on for 50 years, but modern Doctor Who is considered to have started in 2005 when Christopher Eccleston started his run, because there was a break between Doctor Who being on.
like
But there's 50 years worth of show. I would recommend starting with 9. Do not skip 9.
Do not.
I agree.
Yeah, and a lot of the older episodes are hard to find anyway. And plus, because of the narrative structure and like the way older TV used to be, sometimes they're hard to watch because they're, you know, lot slower paced episodes. Definitely, there's some enjoyable ones from the early run. Like I really like the Second Doctor. He's very quirky.
I like 4.
He's good too.
The one I love the most, even though he had the shortest run, but he did a lot of the radio shows for it, was Paul McGann, number 8.
Yeah.
I loved him in the one Fox movie that came out with him in it.
For sure.
And I loved the short they did for
when he became
before 2000. Oh yeah, that's what it was. The War Doctor. Yeah, that was really cool.
Which that's John Hurt has been talking.
Yeah, that's the shortest run, is the War Doctor. But
anywho,
I have some classic Doctor Who on VHS. They're some of my prized possessions. I have some 4 on VHS.
I used to watch it with my mom back in the day.
Shout out to Black and White, number 1.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I think we're on this one?
2? Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. Nolan asked, what movie would be improved by shifting it to a post-apocalyptic setting?
You could probably do it with a lot of them, and they'd be fantastic. But I personally would go with Romeo and Juliet. Like you can make it about like some sort of water baron and bandit lord, like their warring faction, so to speak, and their kids fall in love, kind of thing. And I think it could be awesome.
Now this says what movie are we talking about? The one with like John Leguizamo and Leo.
I mean, honestly, you could take any of them and do that with it because it's all the same story. Because I mean,
you could take that 2013 one and improve it with those elements. Because I think you shouldn't touch the 96 one. That one is awesome. But that 2013 one from Italy.
Or you could take the 60s one. And do it. I just, in general, since it's the same story, in theory, you could just take any of them. And
there is a post-apocalyptic Romeo and Juliet.
Mm-hmm.
It's loosely based. Warm bodies.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I can
His
see
name's
it.
R. She's Julie.
Okay. Wow.
But you were thinking not so much zombie.
Yeah.
Cal saying that he's talking more like nuclear.
Yeah, no, hit Mad Max Romeo and Juliet. Yeah,
totally. Honestly, any type of post-apocalypse that's not just like zombie apocalypse.
Yeah. And what were you thinking, Ashley?
I was thinking of the movie The Odyssey, which I don't think was ever like theatrically released. I think it was a TV movie with Armand Assante as Odysseus. I think taking like that basic story and putting it into a post-apocalyptic world, the journey of trying to get back to his home and to his dominion would be really cool and enhanced in the post-apocalyptic setting. We've already seen that story modernized before, like in Oh Brother Where Art Thou, but I'd like to see it taken a step further. Like, and
all the creatures and stuff would be a cool result of like the nuclear wave.
Yep.
Yeah, I would love to see like the Cyclops, and then like what would like the lotus flowers like be in a post-apocalyptic world, and like the seafaring elements as well. Because other than Waterworld, I don't think there's been too many seafaring post-apocalyptic movies that at least I'm aware of. So it'd be an interesting one to see.
Very cool. I dig
The witch to be a psychic mutant.
Does anyone remember the show Pirates of Blackwater?
Oh my God, yes.
Yes.
They always have your back. They always know.
I feel like that's a post-apocalyptic.
I mean, if not, it's like apocalypse happening type bad.
Yeah.
So
for anyone who wants to look up obscure 80s, 90s cartoons, Curse of the Blackwater.
Pirates of Dark Water, yeah, it's pretty intense. Pirates of Dark Water. The main character has got like this broken sword. I don't know. It's like what happens when you take an Aladdin aesthetic and put it in some sort of weird fantasy pirate world
with dark water.
That's like sentient and evil.
On the water. Yeah. There's Venom before there was a Venom. All right. Well, Ashley, you did. Oh, you did, right?
We're on this one.
Okay, man. I'm so tired.
I know it's getting late.
That you said
That
this.
you.
That you.
What post-apocalyptic movie from the last century hits too close to home today?
1984 was brought up, and that was my gut instinct, and so is Fahrenheit 451. I believe were both brought up. I think another really good one that kind of hits really close to home is Hunger Games, with the whole reality TVing of people suffering and that kind of junk. So
as well as like the division of the classes, with the rich being so rich and just like if they literally like eat food, like chew it and spit it out, or like make themselves throw up or something in the books so that they can just gorge themselves on more food
that was
while the
Roman.
people are like starving, you know? So
bread
I can
and
definitely
circus.
see. Yeah, I could see how that would apply to like stuff that's going on today with like the gap between the 1% and the normal folks, you know?
Man, I hope the pay for janitorial at the vomitorium is like top notch and like
they have machines doing it.
Are those
okay.
like
I'm thinking about Roman times with the guy with the shovel and like the nose.
Oh. No, it was his privilege. He's probably a slave too, because that's how Rome rolled.
Lucky.
Oh, Rome.
When in
When in
Rome.
Rome.
I was gonna go a little older and go The Running Man, which is actually technically set in our time period, but just like with the way the media is portrayed in that, where like everybody is like so obsessed with consumerism, and then also like the whole alternative facts of like here's this news story, but like the public is fed one version and the truth is buried in an office, and then when it gets revealed in society is starting to like turn on itself, and just like the savageness of that world, even though it's not like we get to see like the flashy part of it, but that society has to be pretty messed up when like if you do one wrong thing, you have to go to these prison camps and
which reminded me of my actual first answer that I completely forgot about because I told you about it. Was RoboCop. Was very much with the especially the TV elements of RoboCop. I'd buy that for $1 and just.
Or just like the lawlessness of the society where like
I mean Detroit.
Just Detroit, yeah. Just
the only difference is they couldn't afford a RoboCop.
Right.
Well,
Sadly.
I don't think the city provided it, did it? Or it was a private organization?
It was a private organization.
CCP or something like that.
All right. Well, then, what is your favorite post-apocalyptic movie and why?
Okay, so mine is one I didn't expect anyone to steal away from me is the Final Fantasy VII Advent Children movie. It's a fantastic CGI movie that takes place after the video game, and the end of the game is a form of like triggering a societal apocalypse because the shining city on the hill of Midgard gets struck with a meteor in an attempt to stop Sephiroth, and it's just everyone's like survived and recovering, but like what life was 5 years before the movie starts is nothing compared to what it is now. It's falling apart.
And there's sickness ravaging the land, and those. But I mean, the Crystal Forest scene is breathtaking. Like
the fight at Shinra Tower.
Yeah.
Oh,
I wish I saw that in like real 3D. Like I wish that was out then. They should re-release it because
or in the theater, just in general, that massive screen with the sound system and everything.
Sephiroth.
But yeah, it's very much, and all the scenes look very much like this is a society built on the shell of a former society.
Yeah.
Good pick.
Yeah, mine is Demolition Man, starring Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes, also with Sandra Bullock. like I love like the kind of fish out of water story that it is, where like we have this this cop that is from like, I guess he's like from 1996 our time, and then they go to like the future of their world, and like everything has been like they've tried to sanitize it with like their whole criminal like justice system, and like you can't curse. Like there's only one restaurant left, it's Taco Bell.
Because it survived the restaurant wars.
But then there's this whole like underground society where like the real people are living, and then the above ground system, which is like the clean and pristine one, but is also super corrupt. So that's my go-to. I love that movie, and I think it actually is more relevant today than it was back when it was released.
Yep.
Oh yeah, like there are fancy hotel or fancy chains of Taco Bell coming out. I mean, no word on the 3 shells yet, but
yeah,
I'm still trying to figure it out.
I hope they don't start charging us for cursing though.
You know what? I mean, dudes already have virtual girlfriends. How far away are we from getting those friggin' helmets? I mean, they already sell the VR sets.
Joe just sighs deeply.
It's like 2 steps forward is also 2 steps back at the same time.
Right.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, like a restaurant like Taco Bell is owned by Yum Brands, which owns like a bunch of other restaurants. So it would make sense that like, okay, here's like the king of all restaurants that's left, and like which brands are like the people going to want the most. So we'll make them all that. Because like the food was weird. It was real. It didn't look like actual Taco Bell food. It was like super tiny, like
well,
fancy.
That's how you know it's fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, super tiny fancy food that you have to pay a lot of money for.
Nice.
Well, that's everything, guys. You want to plug anything?
Of course they do.
Well, of course we do.
No, I'm saying they gotta plug BFF.
I know. I'm just joking. Yeah, we only have a little more to record for our next upcoming BFF.
Yeah, that'll be out this Sunday sometime over Leon the Professional. But right now you can catch all of our old episodes. We have Armageddon, which is our most recent one. Fun time. Going back over that movie.
And the link for that, the BFF, is in the description below. So if you're interested in talking about or hearing about Armageddon.
And we also have an episode over The Running Man, and I didn't just mention that episode because I wanted to plug the show. I really do genuinely think that movie holds up, or doesn't hold up. It is too close to home.
Yeah, you can tell when you watch that episode of BFF, like how much fun that you had and how much you enjoyed it for sure. Like it came through.
Or how much Joe didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
No, I love the crap out of that movie. What? No, that's as good as it gets. No,
I was talking about the name for my cannibal, not the movie. I should do a poll.
Patches?
Which name is better, Scraps or Patches?
we thought we were.
Oh, that's fun. I love that episode.
You guys both have articles coming out soon too.
Yeah, I'm trying to get everything on a real schedule. So I was kind of holding off posting your guys, but I don't want them not to be relevant. So I'm gonna get your Logan review up, and
Awesome.
I think Ready Player One is Ashley's review.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So look out for those coming soon
on our WordPress.
Yes.
But I think that's everything. Thank you so much, guys.
Also, and you can find us on Twitter as well. I'm at Drake Masters.
And I'm at _Mrs. Davis.
But I was going to say that when this is over, when Odd Shape Panel's done, I was going to stream some of a post-apocalyptic game called Torment, which is a super far future post-apocalyptic game. So
how are you doing? What are you doing with that? How are you streaming it?
I'm streaming on a PlayStation to probably Twitch, but I'll probably put posts in my Twitter when I do that. So,
okay, so look out on Joe's Twitter and then watch it on Twitch.
Joe's so funny.
So and someone might be there to chat with me as well.
Yeah.
So
very cool.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll drop by. For sure.
All right, guys. Well, we'll talk to you soon.
Later.
Take it easy.
Bye.
Bye. Get this.
You guys are all cracking me up tonight. I think I'm just silly today. I don't understand.
You're losing it.
Mormo is gonna be next. Did you already send him a thing?
Yeah, Mormo can call in
Mormo,
whenever
you can
he
call
wants.
in. And
we
then
have
after
Raul.
Mormo, we have Raul, hashtag Team Raul. And then
Equipo.
and we will talk to him, and then we'll end up wrapping up the night. Thank you guys for
We're running
stopping
on
by.
time.
This has been a good episode.
Yeah, we got a lot of cool answers.
It was nice not to have to rush like we have the last couple of times too.
I mean, we like having a lot of people show up, but at a certain
We
point,
just got to
it's
squeeze
just
everybody in, you know. We want to make sure everybody gets a chance, but it's been a little lighter of a night, and we've got to chat a little more. So,
do you want more soda?
I'll take some more soda. Hey, Mormo.
Hello, thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
Of course, man. Do you like post-apocalyptic movies?
Yeah, totally. I love them, you know. They're great as far as I'm concerned.
Sweet. I can't wait to hear your answers.
Just a second. I can't see you guys.
Uh-oh, we can see you.
Oh, hold on a second. Okay, here we go. Okay, I see you now.
Oh, great. So let's start
Great,
out with
I'm ready
question
for
one.
these questions. Let's do it.
Awesome, man. So Cal asked us, what character would you want as a post-apocalypse companion?
I'm gonna go with Red Sonja, the barbarian. She's a hot redhead, like great with the sword. I think a sword would be great in post-apocalyptic times because so many post-apocalyptic movies have unrealistic, like people have all these resources and shit after apocalypse, but a sword could fucking slash people down, and I think a sword would be a strong weapon in post-apocalyptic. And she's hot, a hot redhead, you know. I think that would be great, you know.
Yeah, I
Sounds
could
good.
see it like a sword being a little more like reasonable to actually sustain like using, you know, not running out of bullets or whatever.
Plus, female black badasses in post-apocalyptic movies are always a good thing.
Yeah, you don't have to argue with me on that. I'm all about female badass
Anytime.
apocalyptic. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, because cigarettes would run out and bullets would run out, everything would run out, but a sword could just keep killing and killing over and over again, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Unlimited power.
Corey said, what movie did he say? He said Red Sonja was his choice.
All right. Well, Nolan asked, what movie would be improved by shifting it to a post-apocalyptic setting?
Okay, I'm gonna go for a really hipster question right here, quick hipster answer, and I'm gonna say Benny and June. Have you guys seen that movie?
I love Benny and June. It's one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, I'd love to see like mental illness in the post-apocalyptic setting where maybe they're fighting for control of meds rather than water or food. It's Johnny Depp as this kind of like autistic guy, and he falls in love with a schizophrenic type woman, and I'd love to see that in the post-apocalyptic sense where maybe, like I say, they're fighting for meds rather than typical.
And she could, I feel like in that movie she wins him in a poker game, and I feel like that could still stand in a post-apocalyptic setting, like winning him like an object in this, you know, in a post-apocalyptic time.
Where the only resources are people.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, definitely. I'm so stoked you've seen that movie. I feel that that's like a totally like forgotten movie, but it should be remembered. It's such a rad like romantic movie, you know.
For sure. Like I love Harold and Maude too for a lot of the same reasons. I like offbeat romantic movies about unlikely couples. And like Benny and June, I would love to see like how he has the scenes where he's like making mashed potatoes with the tennis racket and like ironing grilled cheese and stuff. I would love to see how he would do that in a post-apocalyptic world. Like how to get that feel, you know?
Totally. I could see it where they're like raiding the pharmaceutical industry for meds, trying to stay sane in a post-apocalyptic world, you know?
For sure. Awesome choice. Good movie. If you haven't seen it, check it out, guys.
Yeah, check it out for sure. I love that movie. I need to see it again. Like my answer is based off of like my need to see that movie again, you know?
And if you guys love Johnny Depp, he is so cute in that movie. Like, he was wearing like this kind of like Buster Keaton-y type getup, and he looks adorable. Like, cutest Johnny Depp.
Yeah, it's rad Johnny Depp for sure.
All right. Ashley asked, what post-apocalyptic movie from the last century hits too close to home today?
Okay, this one is good because I'm so glad nobody answered this. It seems so obvious to me. But I'm going to go with Idiocracy.
I almost said it, but yeah.
Because there's so much dumbing down of society. Like, society is just getting so dumb and so fucking stupid. It's like so great. I mean, that movie is so funny with everything, like the fucking getting kicked in the balls show, and it's just, I
That
mean,
exists.
there's like this anti-intellectual thing going on in society right now.
Yeah.
And I think this movie just really captures what's going on with society, you know?
Yeah, that's why I picked Fahrenheit 451, because I feel like that leads to Idiocracy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Where it's like you get rid of all the knowledge and now everyone has none. But yeah, I really like that pick. And,
Yeah, totally.
Gatorade has the electric lights that Lance craved.
Yeah. It's got electrolytes too.
So, number 4's question is, what is your favorite post-apocalyptic movie and why? I just want to say real quick, there's a movie I also really like that I didn't know if anyone else had seen, but I think maybe you possibly have seen it. Have you seen Rubber?
Rubber?
With about the tire?
I haven't, and I've seen a lot of like hype for it, and I should have seen it, but unfortunately I haven't seen it yet.
It is a weird, and I think the setting's post-apocalyptic because that's the only explanation for how weird it is. I think you would get a kick out of it. But what is your favorite?
Well, I need to see Rubber for sure, but my favorite, I'm going to go total hipster on this, total obscure and rarely seen movie, and I'm going to go with a movie called Mutilation Man, which was directed by Andrew Kopp. And you can see the feature film on YouTube if you search it. It's about a guy in the post-apocalyptic future who does self-harm as a like a stage show. He's like a traveling vaudevillian type person who promotes this show where he cuts himself and hurts himself for the entertainment of his crowd. And it was directed by Andrew Kopp, who sadly committed suicide, who was a guy who dedicated his life to making feature films, but like never really found that success or that. And he made a couple films, but never really succeeded and ended up committing suicide. But it's a great movie, and I definitely recommend you check it out on YouTube.
For sure. Yeah, check it out. Did you have anything you wanted to plug, Mormo?
Yeah, I'd like to plug my new show, Horror Cash Twitter Marketing. It talks about what I've been doing on Twitter, and I'm really proud actually of the success I've had on Twitter. And in this show, Horror Cash, I talk about like how I've become so successful on Twitter and got so much interaction, and it's a show I made, and I've been reviewing movies. I reviewed Death to the Pee-wee Squad, which is on Troma now, and
If
you
you
can check that out.
If you go to the description, there is a link to Death to the Pee-wee Squad review, so you can get to Mormo's channel that way. So you should definitely check it out. But thank you for joining us as always, Mormo.
Awesome, thank you. And on that Death to the Pee-wee Squad, I'm not all painted up, but It's still a pretty good review, and that movie is like Troma's Fantasia or something. It was never released on VHS or DVD, but they released it on Troma now, finally, after years. So I've been waiting 15 years to see that movie, and I finally saw it and got to review it. So it's pretty cool stuff. And thanks so much, guys. And also, really quick, I'd like to plug Patreon. And it's such a great thing because, it's cool to have a hobby, but when you can make a little like token cash with your hobby, it's even better. And so this gives you a chance to like support the content producers who you enjoy, and supporting OnShape Panel. I've met so many rad friends like Cal and his love for Game of Thrones. I'm not even a fan of Game of Thrones, but that guy's passion and love for that show really inspires me. When I'm at work, I sell Game of Thrones mystery boxes, and every time I look at him, I think of that guy Cal and think about how passionate he is, and how rad that is. That people have a passion and they create content and fan content, and their love for a show can really like just get out there and reach new people. It's amazing,
Yeah, that's the best part of this, is just meeting everybody. And whenever we see a crown, we think the same of you. Yeah. So we have a great little family here.
And Cal's showing you some love back in the chat as well.
Yeah, the whole Podern family thing is so awesome. I just love it. It's so cool to meet new friends, and y'all have something in common. It's just great. I do that hashtag Podern family, and all kinds of people like and retweet. It's amazing,
Yeah, you meet a lot of cool people. That's how we met X-Men initially. So.
Yeah,
that's great.
Right. Well, Mormo, we're going to get Raul in here so we don't run out of time, but thank you so much for joining us and saying so many kind things.
Yeah, thank you so much. Goodbye.
Later, Mormo. See you soon.
He's the
Mormo's
best.
the nicest. Yeah, he's super nice. All right, our last caller tonight is going to be Raul, so we're going to go ahead and send him an invite. He should be here shortly. And we can all praise him for his excellent job fighting.
Somebody pray.
You want to talk about passion? Like, watching him fight for Dean Winchester was like watching Dean Winchester fight for Sam Winchester. Yeah.
That's about right.
Soda Pops.
You're Sody Pop.
Sody Pop was less.
Sody Pops.
Hey guys.
We meet again, Raul.
Okay, can you hear me well?
I can hear you super well. How are you?
Awesome. How are you guys?
We're
fine.
good. We're good. I'm a little bit sleepy, but it's all right. We're almost there.
Yeah, and also I'm still thinking about what happened yesterday, about the fight.
Oh yeah? Did you have a good time?
Oh yeah, it was a great time.
I want to see that rematch.
Oh yeah, a lot of people want it. And also, Roca was the one that started it. He was the one that started the whole
I know. We saw it. He was thinking about it while he was eating his cereal. He's like, I'm just gonna mess with our rule.
No, he messed it even before we started the fight. And I was
That's
like, what did I do to you? I did nothing. Like,
I think he's like, you know how like wrestling needs a bad guy?
Yes.
Heel, is that what it's called? He's the heel. So, all right. Well, Cal asked us a question. He asked, what character would you want as a post-apocalyptic companion? And I think I might know the answer, but go ahead and tell us.
Oh, you already know the answer. And it's not only to bring back the fight, but also it's one of my favorite characters. Of course, it's gonna be Dean Winchester.
Yep. I knew it. Plus, he would drive. That's the best part. You don't have to drive.
We're gonna be in that beautiful 1967 Chevy Impala.
Oh, he does pick the music, but he is pretty good.
I will not say nothing to Dean about the music. I'm not gonna be like Sam, always bitching about it. So I always leave Dean to choose the music and everything. We're gonna kill monsters and everything because in my version, Sam is already dead. So I'm gonna take the place of Sam.
Raul.
And also,
Raul,
I would never forget the pie. Oh, I will make him a pie.
He said he'll make pie. That sounds like a good symbiotic relationship. You make him pie. He stabs all the people who come after you.
Yeah. And also, I will accept his relationship with Castiel in the future.
Oh, I was gonna say, are you gonna have to compete with Cass or?
No. They can be together, and I can be like, oh, good for you guys. I'll be right here.
You just want to watch?
No, when they're like doing sex stuff.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, Kimber makes a good point. If you, well, no, he can't now, but back in the day, he could have gone and grabbed. Well, hold on, Raul would have not have gone to hell.
No, but they know like the Reapers and stuff.
What movie wouldn't we let him watch?
I don't remember.
What movie have we told you not to watch?
Clockwork Orange.
Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
As long as he hasn't watched it yet, he's not going to hell. So Cass isn't gonna have to save him.
Oh, a lot of people have told me to watch it. I still haven't seen it yet.
I mean, don't let us dictate your life, but it'll be a dark day.
I just saw Room, and that movie impressed me of how bad it is.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark. I did not hit her. It's bullshit. I didn't hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh my God. If Tommy Wiseau was my companion, I would shoot myself.
Oh no! When he goes to the store. Oh, hi, doggy. Oh, you're my favorite customer.
Kimber just said that. Oh, hi. You're my favorite customer, Johnny. Oh, hi, doggy.
Oh, and Lisa is the worst. It's the worst character I have seen in all of my life.
I just love the job plot, and he's like, they take all my ideas, and he's like,
oh, there's a lot of competition in computers. Oh my God, already quoting that damn movie.
Her mom too is horrible.
Oh yeah.
Well, she's not horrible because of that, but all right. So Nolan,
a world full of Tommy Wiseaus, that will be apocalyptic.
So Nolan.
So wait, you want The Room post-apocalyptic?
That will be interesting. Just thinking about it. The Room post-apocalyptic. Because
I did not nuke her. I didn't.
I did not. And also, how they're gonna teach I forgot the name of the kid that always
Danny?
was there. Yeah, about Danny. Danny will be like, oh, but what am I gonna do? Oh, Johnny. And then Johnny will say, oh, I cannot choose my section or something, or district. They can do infinite things with The Room.
So The Room meets Hunger Games. Like, I did not volunteer as tribute. Oh, hi, Mark.
Wait, side note, because what they're saying in the chat, they're arguing about what's the best Kubrick movie, and I saw Nolan said A Clockwork Orange, and I think Corey said 2001, and those are both amazing movies, but I think my favorite, not my favorite is A Clockwork Orange. That's my third favorite movie. But
the best?
The best is The Shining.
Yes.
Even though it's not a perfect adaptation, I think that's his best movie.
I think it might be an adaptation, but it's changed enough and it's shot so.
And it's got his signature. It's a Kubrick movie, yeah.
But I also do love 2001, and that's why I like Interstellar so much, is because it feels like
Clockwork Orange has been one of my favorite movies since I was a teenager.
Well, I mean, I was just saying that. Well, it's cool that we get different love letters to those movies, because like I feel like Bronson is like
A Clockwork Orange,
and then like Interstellar is like
2001. Yeah.
So we just need an eyes wide shut. Well, maybe that's what 50 Shades is.
And There Will Be Blood is also very Kubrick, even though it doesn't mirror one of his movies exactly.
Well, like the opening for sure.
No.
Well, yeah, that's Paul Thomas Anderson's like love letter to Kubrick. He's been open about that.
No, 50 Shades of Grey by Stanley Kubrick, that will be a demented movie. No, but putting aside the room in a post-apocalyptic situation, I was thinking about Terminator 3 because they can do like after Terminator 2, Sarah Connor did not save the world. Judgment Day happened in 1995. And then you will see like 6 years later, you can see her in her last days, like defending John Connor. And then John Connor will be like 15, 6, maybe like 20. And he's going to start his journey as being John Connor at the same time that the machines, they're rising up. So that will be the real rise on the machines, but now on the earth already dying.
Yeah.
So that's the idea that I have, like how to fix Terminator 3 and 4 and to 5 to never exist.
Yeah. Nice. Did he ask you the second question? That was for the second question?
Yeah, that was the second one.
Okay, cool. The third question is, Ashley asked, what post-apocalyptic movie from the last century hits close to home today?
I don't watch many post-apocalyptic movies, but even though my answer doesn't, thankfully we haven't got there yet, but Children of Men by Alfonso Cuarón, in the future, we see that the woman cannot have babies anymore. They cannot they can't have babies anymore. And so the population is dying, only 3% is living. And that's the thing that is a lot of fear because in any time a sickness can kill us all.
Yeah, that's like what Joe was saying.
And so for me, it will be horrible because in that movie you can interpret it in a lot of meanings. It cannot only be like women they cannot give birth anymore. It can be also that maybe also like, I don't remember which movie, but also it was a movie when men cannot also reproduce anymore. The women didn't have a problem, men had a problem.
Yeah.
And so, so any sickness can kill us. Like also recently, like the reboot of Planet of the Apes, it was a simple flu that killed everyone and it started the whole thing.
For sure. He was just talking about like how sickness can strain you, and kind of like what Joe was saying a little bit.
Sickness can also save you. World War Z.
Oh.
Best movie, best book adaptation of all time. Tom Bennis quotes.
Yeah, right.
Tom Bennis quotes.
All right. What is your favorite post-apocalyptic movie and why?
Yeah, maybe this movie I have heard throughout the years that many people don't like it, but it's one of my favorites because, like, I'm not a big fan of post-apocalyptic movies because sometimes I can be in the theater and I take it very seriously. Like in The Day After Tomorrow, when the whole thing happens, I was like, I want to get out. I want to get out because I focus too much on I imagine it's gonna be real. This movie is called Knowing by Nicolas Cage. When he finds his son finds a time capsule about a girl that she write a lot of numbers in the 50s, and then he sees that all of those numbers are current events, but then he finds out in the middle of the movie that there's also locations. And that scene when that plane crashes and you can see all the people burning and screaming for their lives, and he's only running trying to save one of them. So the subway scene and also the final destruction of everything.
Is that the same one where he sees like alternate like decisions, or am I thinking of another Nicolas Cage movie?
No, I think that's another one. I think that one is Next.
Next, I liked Next, but no, I don't think I've seen the one you're talking about.
No, it's this one. Knowing, it's a very good movie. I really recommended it. Knowing also that movie, I still remember every time I have seen only that movie like 2 times, and when I was in the theater, the plane scene and the one in the subway, because he's protecting a lady that she's pregnant, and you can see the subway going on reverse and killing all the people, stomping everyone, and with the blood and everything. I was like, it needs a PG-13 movie. It was very violent for a
Wow.
PG-13 movie.
Nice.
And so that is a movie like a lot of, I know Rotten Tomatoes doesn't care for me, but now Rotten Tomatoes is like a thing right now. But it's a movie that I really have enjoyed a lot. So that's my pick.
Awesome.
All right. Well, great answers from everybody, and especially you, Raul. Thank you for joining us.
You.
If you want to see the fight we're talking about earlier when Raul came in, please check out the link. It's down in the description. Raul, where can people find you if they want to talk to you?
You can find me on Twitter or on at Raul Vader RDC, and you can find me also here on TUFF and on OSP Panel.
Awesome.
Okay, great.
And also
Thank you so much, Raul.
support OSP Panel on Patreon.
Yes.
I mean,
Thank you guys,
I don't hate that.
all of our lovely patrons
I mean,
showing love.
We sound great. If you go
We
to
did
older
get
episodes,
this microphone thanks to you guys. So thank you guys so much for your help, and we love every one of you.
and I was telling them earlier, we have a webcam in our Amazon box. We just
do.
actually have to buy it. So
True story.
we're getting there.
Trying
but,
to move on up.
Thank you so much, Raul, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, buddy. Team
Bye,
Raul
buddy.
forever.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, well, that's the show, everybody. Thank you so much. You can talk to us on Twitter. I'm at OddShapePanel.
And I am at Kimberbatch_OSP.
And we'll be putting up the poll probably right after this for the next episode. It's mythology,
yeah.
space opera, and
Villains.
So I feel like villains is gonna take it, but we'll see. I'm also excited for space. I'm excited for all of them.
We can recycle the answers too that don't make it to give them another chance to
We'll
get picked.
we'll see if Carol starts a whole campaign to get mythology off the ground. But thank you so much for joining us, and yeah, check out all the links in our description. I can't really think of anything else to say. We're running right on time.
Look out for that quote-unquote guilty featuring both of us about Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I'll be out
soon.
in April, but we'll keep you updated.
And also keep in touch with us about the Night's Watch, the Game of Thrones recap show coming at you soon.
Yeah, and should we do an American Gods thing? I'm juggling this idea, and I want to do it, but I also want people to watch it. So let me know. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. Bye.
Bye.
Stop.